All right. Okay, we're live. What's up, everybody? Steven here, the Horror Freak 85. Of course, with always, Miss Boomstick, and tonight's guest, Erin R. Ryan. How are you tonight?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Great. Now that we got everything figured out, so we're
Yeah,
just let people know we're a couple minutes late here, but yeah, if
I
we
brought
got
the
it all
technical
figured.
difficulties.
It's like we almost had another Rob Mello and Rebecca Reinhardt situation going on for those of
Aw.
you, but we're all
Yeah,
good.
that's what I was saying. It was like that, but it wasn't near as bad. Their echo was a lot worse.
Oh, there was like some staticky, you could barely hear them, and
Ugh.
so besides the echo, there was more like feedback too. So,
Oh no. Okay.
like I said, you never know what's going to happen here. It's just randomness
Live
here. So, yeah, you're saying so this is your first podcast that you've done, or
Oh no, I've done other podcasts. I just I'm like kind of shy, believe it or not. So I just and I don't know. I get nervous because I want to do well and I want to be like I want to make you guys have fun.
oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Likewise,
I'm
and
just I'm just in. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say we won't grade you into the end. That's all. So no pressure.
Okay, that's fair. I just I'm very I have a lot of anxiety. Like I'm an anxious person. I've always been anxious. I can't remember not being anxious. So that's my deal.
We're pretty laid back, so you got nothing to worry about. We're not
Good.
gonna like grill on hard topics or anything.
Okay, cool.
It looks like Hobbs is here. He said, "Thanks for coming, Erin." So another
Thanks for having me.
fellow fan of Girl in the Crawl Space, and he said he's seen everything. We were talking earlier. He was double checking the showtime tonight, so I figured he'd show up. So
Cool, awesome.
So yeah, if he has any questions or anyone else who pops in, we'll relay them to you. So
That sounds good.
so Hobbs is saying Dayton, Ohio.
Yep. Yep. Born and bred.
Yeah, he's in
I like
Ohio
it.
too somewhere.
Yeah, he's
really?
nearby. Yeah, so that's what he was
Okay.
saying. He's like a little local celebrity. He was glad to show up.
Oh, that's sweet. Celebrity, that's crazy. I do some things.
On occasion, right?
Right. Yeah. I've been really lucky to work a lot in the past 10 years. It's been really incredible, the opportunities that I've gotten. Sorry, I'm holding my phone. So like I was telling everybody earlier, my face is aggressively large because of where my phone is. So I'm really sorry.
You're fine. At least you're not like blinding, because I'm usually somewhere else, but I'm at my parents' house right now, so I don't have like a little location I could go. So I got the sun
Gotcha.
blaring in, like washing everything out.
And all your glory, you're like, hello.
Go.
And then with my skeleton background, I'll probably be eating every now and then. And so
I love it.
like,
I love it. That's how to do it. I don't have any stuff behind me right now. I guess I have a poster of a Namor the Submariner from comics because I'm kind of a nerd that way. But like, it's back there, but it's not hung up because I'm lazy. It's like I collect stuff and it takes me forever to put it up.
Right.
I don't know what my problem is.
Yeah, I got a bunch of movies I actually got put back up because when I like search for some movies, they're like all over the place. It's like I'm a movie holic. And then I got
that's good though.
So, and then I got my convention stuff and some oh gosh, whatever figures those are. Wow, I can't think of what they're called right now. The NECAs, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. A bunch of those. So I don't take them out of the boxes. I just keep them collected in there. So they're like on my dressers, a couple of them over there. And so
awesome.
I get it. We all have our little nerdy collections. It's all good. That's what brings us together. So let's see. Doomsday John is here saying hi to everyone. So
hello.
So I guess we know you're from Ohio. So you grew up there. How was it growing up? And what kind of movies or hobbies did you have as a child?
So I was a weird kid. Surprise. I basically I was pretty shy. I didn't really start coming out of my shell until I started doing like theater camps when I was like 12 years old. And but yeah, I was a really shy kid, anxious kid. I loved like horror movies obviously were a big thing. My mom is a super spooky lady, so that's where I get it from. Halloween was always like way bigger in our house than like Christmas. She always did everything up for Halloween and not so much for Christmas. So where I get that from. She probably allowed me to watch some sketchy things as like a 6-year-old. Like I remember watching like Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that, and Amityville Horror at like a young age, and she just enjoyed them just as much as I did. So
The Exorcist, all those family fun movies.
So weirdly, I only saw The Exorcist last year.
Oh, we're nice.
And it's because I grew up Catholic and I was deeply afraid of it. Like, because I looked at that and I'm like, that's real. Like, that's real. Like, that happens. I was like so scared of watching it, and I was afraid I was going to like go to hell for watching. I was so scared. I like how that's the one that I guess it makes sense given the religious connotation. But yeah, I didn't see The Exorcist until I was 34. So, but yeah, Ohio is a good place to grow up. There's a lot of everything here, just different stuff. A lot of variety of things. Wasn't really an outdoor kid. I really wanted to be a vampire. Legitimately when I was little. I think like the best story about that is, well, first of all, I would just wear like capes around the house, like blankets, around my neck and stuff, like, and like witch outfits from Halloween to like 2 or 3 years ago, like weird stuff. And I guess like I really was trying to commit to the vampire thing. And when I was little, I was like 4 years old, I decided, oh, well, vampires have fangs, right? And I was like, my teeth just aren't sharp enough.
Oh no.
So yeah, so you can kind of go like, yeah. So I was like, how am I going to sharpen my teeth? Like, I really want to commit to this. Like, I was a very serious kid, much like I am with my acting now, trying to commit to something like full force. Yeah, I decided, I was like, how am I going to sharpen these teeth? And so I'm like looking around the room, and I suddenly looked at the TV, and I was watching a Bugs Bunny cartoon. And in this cartoon, Bugs Bunny was sharpening his teeth with a wheel.
Oh no.
So what do I decide to do? I turn my tricycle upside down and get it going. And I just put my mouth right to the wheel. I mean, I just not even thinking about it. No fear. Just like, I'm going to get these fangs. And I just, my teeth fly out. I don't even remember, like, I was so young. I don't remember it even hurting that much, but I do remember what my mom walking in the room and being like, just the horror in her face. Just imagine walking in and just seeing blood and like a spinning wheel and me just like, yeah, it was horrible. So I was really committed to being a weirdo when I was little. But
I tried to be Mary Poppins, and I had a little umbrella, and I just jumped off the bed of my dad's truck a couple times. Right, so hey.
That's commitment too. Yeah,
for sure. Special umbrella that just helps you fly through. That's all.
Yeah, I had my little umbrella, and I got up in the bed of my dad's truck, and I tried jumping off. Luckily, it wasn't moving; it was sitting in a driveway, so I wouldn't at least.
Oh, that's good.
But
at least it wasn't like a tuck and roll situation.
Like yeah.
But yeah, I think that's one of those stories, my childhood stories, that definitely sums up how I was, just a little weirdo. So
yeah, I don't ever think I caused physically harm trying to do that, but I remember when I was younger, there was like this one plastic bowl I would like use as like a robot helmet, like the way it fit over, like the clarity of it. So I did some weird shit too. So whatever.
Hey, let's say not weird so much as creative, right? Like super creative stuff. That's what we were.
Good Halloween costumes. It's like, yeah, we didn't need to buy nothing. We just use stuff around the house, make our own costumes. There we go.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Imagination.
Right. Hobbs says Halloween is Dayton, Ohio. Foy's, I'm not sure what that is.
Dr.
Creek.
Yeah.
We have it all.
We do, yeah. Foy's is a section of a town nearby, like a suburb of Dayton called Fairborn. And there's basically like a block full of costume stores, Halloween stores, oddity shops. And it's just they're open year round, but like they're like serious time is obviously during October, and they have a Halloween parade during October, and it's just kind of like a neat little slice of Halloweeny Americana. And so it's a really cool place to walk around and look at stuff. But yeah, Foy's is the best.
Amazing. I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
I've been to Ohio like once in my life, and I was little, and we went to what's that theme park? The Hanna-Barbera one.
Kings Island.
Yes, Kings Island.
Kings Island, yeah, yeah.
I was little.
That
That's the only time I've been to Ohio.
Yeah, Kings Island is really fun. I like it there. I don't really like roller coasters though. So if I'm there, I'm just like eating, like walking around and just eating like funnel cakes and being like, look at that cool ride, but not actually riding it. Yeah,
right. Yeah, you can't get me on a roller coaster.
I've been to Busch Gardens and Universal, the Hulk roller coaster. I rode that like I don't know how many times, like 7 times in a row, 6 times in a row.
Universal.
Yeah, I don't know if they still have it or not because I know they changed so much stuff. But then they had another one, the Dueling Dragons, and if you sit in the front row of them, they had fire and ice, and at one point they look like they're going to crash into each other. Like so, if you're in the front row,
God.
you almost look like you're going to run into the other one, and then you go back up and around. And then when you're on ice, it almost looks like you're going to hit the castle wall, and it goes around, and it's like it's fun.
Oh man, no, thank you. You know what's weird with the weird trivia that I know about that the Hulk roller coaster at Universal is I think that's where they filmed. You guys, I'm sure you have seen the remake of.
I know they filmed one of the Bring It On movies at Universal, and they had.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was like
that's okay. That's cool.
One or something, or I don't know, but not the original.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't know that. That's good to know. So like the beginning of the remake of House on Haunted Hill from 1999.
Yep, they did.
Yeah.
That. James Marsters was the cameraman. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know I didn't know that, but it was that roller coaster that they used as like the background or whatever, and I thought that was really cool. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched that. I'm gonna have to watch that again. But and then
it's really fun.
Oh yeah. And like also the roller coaster when it starts out, it's like warning, warning, and it shoots you out upside down.
No.
Yeah, no.
Like
I'm with you. No.
Riding in a car is dangerous enough. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I'm so scared.
Just so I guess that no horror movies on roller coasters. Then, huh? I guess you'll turn that down.
I mean, that might be. Well, okay, so horror is. I feel like psychologically for me like a. Because I am kind of like a scaredy cat and nervous, but I feel like horror is like a socially acceptable way for me to be anxious, like, you know, in public. So that's, I think, kind of my draw to it, or was originally when I was younger. So, but yeah, horror movie on a roller coaster. I don't know.
Well, they did have one of the Final Destinations, the third one, the roller coaster when it fell apart.
Those movies are so scary to me because of, like I said, the anxiety.
And they're all real deaths too. I mean, plane crash, car crash, roller coaster. I mean, it's like all stuff that could happen in real life besides the setup of the death scenes that they have. But all of the accidents, it's like, okay, I don't.
Well, like I can't. Ooh, like I can't drive behind a truck that has like
with the logs.
Yep. Right. I can't do it. I'm just like, I gotta get out of here. Like this is too much. I can be like a lane away and like a mile away, and I'm like, we have to get off the highway. Like,
trust me, you are not the only one on that. So don't feel
trauma.
I think anyone who's seen Final Destination 2 avoids the logs every single time. I probably deleted the video on my old phone, but there was time where, of course, I was driving too, so I wasn't gonna be too distracted, but it was funny. I grabbed my phone and I'm driving and it was just starting to sprinkle. There's a log truck and I'm like, Final Destination, I'm gonna pass.
It's like some kind of animal response. You're like, oh no.
Right, pretty much. Hobbs wanted to know your thoughts of working on the massacre, Babysitter Massacre, and I just saw it a minute ago.
I think it says Ouija room, but you spelled it wrong.
And a Ouija room, yeah. What were your thoughts?
Oh yeah. Those are really, really fun. Babysitter Massacre was one of the first things I ever did in film. And I was really excited to do it because we all like a good like slasher slumber party movie. Like it's just sort of like that 80s staple. And I grew up with that kind of stuff. So I was really excited to be a part of something like that. yeah, I had a really good time on set. Everybody was great. I got to work with some really amazing actors. Besides, doing a fun thing, I mean, everybody was pretty good in it. So it was a really good experience. Yeah, I love that stuff. I think it really motivated me to do more horror because and figuring out how they're filmed was really fun. Like figuring out how to do like a shower scene. You see them all the time, but you're like, until you're involved in one, you don't really know what's going on. So it's just kind of fun to go like behind the scenes and learn stuff about how those are filmed and what kind of environment it is. But yeah, I had a really good time.
So you were saying, also go back a little bit, that you went to like different theater camps and stuff when you were 12.
Yeah.
So did you do drama in school first, or you just went to theater camp? And when did you realize that's the career you wanted to pursue?
I just did the theater thing outside of school. I didn't really I hate to keep bringing this up, but like school was not a fun place for me because I was so anxious. I was a good student, but it was just like a lot for me, like socially too. So I just wanted to get out of there as fast as I could. So I didn't want to do any like after school activities. I think I was in one play my senior year of high school, and I had a small part, and that was good. But yeah, I think really when I was about 12, I was in a summer camp. And I played, this is going to sound so silly. I played a villain, which is always really fun. I played the gingerbread witch in Hansel and Gretel. And I just remember being on stage opening night and like the rush I got from being up there in front of everybody and being like, I'm not shy anymore. Like I can speak and I can, I can play this character. And I remember, at the end of the show when we were all coming out to do our bows, there were like a bunch of little kids like younger than me in the front row, and they were all like screaming witch, 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 and then like throwing their garbage at me, and I was like, I did a good job. I did a really good job. They hate me so much. And I think that's really when I was like, I think this is something that I'm definitely interested in, and I definitely want to pursue a little more. And I kind of did that after high school. I was just like thinking about what I wanted to do, and I did some like community theater plays after that, and I had a really good experience with that. And I decided eventually that I wanted to do film. I wanted to try it. There was a good friend of mine in one of the plays I was in who was actually a film student at Ohio University. And she was like, if you're interested in doing film, I'm doing a student film and I have a small part in it. And if you want to see what doing film is like, I'd love to have you. And I'll be there so you'll be comfortable. And I was like, okay. So it was in my early 20s. I think I was like 22 or 23 when I did that film. But it was a very kooky, like, it was right up my alley, like a very kooky John Watersy type of film. Inspired anyway by him, and it was a really fun time, and it was just really fun to see like the inner workings of how film works out, and because you think you have an idea about like what it's like acting. You're just like, oh, this could be easy, and it's not.
That's why we like ask questions about some of the stuff. Is like, how was it doing this or that? Or I usually ask if like somebody wears a lot of makeup. It's like, how was it getting all this stuff put on you? Because we're curious about all this stuff because we're not been a part. Well, I think Steve had a small thing, but I've never been a part of it. So it's like, it amazes me is like learning all that stuff.
Like I said, and I know most people have heard this a million times already, but about me being an extra and never back down. Like, it's interesting actually being behind and how much work is put into it. And the same scene we filmed from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning, where we're running in and out of the club fight scene, and then in between we're putting on the makeup bruises in between the makeup people, and I mean, it's a lot of work to it. So I mean, I get that, and it's only an extra. So I mean, I can imagine having
you got to have a lot. You got to have a lot of patience too. There's a lot, there's always a problem to be solved. Like, oh God, we don't have enough blood. Like, we're like, stuff like that. Like, you just can't anticipate. So seeing everybody's problem solving skills and working together as a group and stuff is really cool too. So yeah, it's like a big collaborative family usually on sets. But the student film that I worked on that I was in, it was actually filmed on film. So
Nice.
it was a short, yeah, like that was a process.
I
It
bet.
just took a very long time to do everything.
Mhm.
And so when I got, and I did the first digital film, I was like, oh, this is a little different, but still just as interesting. But you got to have a lot of respect for the older film days, because
Mhm.
just, waiting around and it's so intricate.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think around like really my mid-20s is when I started really pursuing it. I had gone to college, I'd graduated. I have an associate's degree. uh, and in liberal arts. I had intended to go pursue creative writing at a bigger university, but it just never happened. I just kind of fell into the acting. I was like, well, I can always go back, and I just haven't been back since.
Mhm. So,
But
what kind of stuff do you like to write? Horror or
yeah, I like
anything?
horror. I haven't written in a long time, to be honest with you. It's been a few years. But yeah, I like short stories. I can't imagine ever writing anything like a novel. I just think that would be so arduous. Like it would be so, and I'm a perfectionist, so I would be so like obsessed with it for like years. And I know that's how writers are. Like they get obsessed with it, but I don't think I'd ever get it done.
Mhm.
I don't think I have the discipline to do that. But yeah, I used to write short stories, and John Oak Dalton actually in recent years has been sort of nudging me to write a script.
I was gonna say, do you
Yeah, I was
And
about ready to ask that. I'm like, I wonder if you had, since
um,
you've been doing that, if you would like merge into doing script writing.
yeah, as soon as he found out that I was interested in writing, he's like, "Oh, really? Like, well, let me tell you how I can help you." Like, yeah, he's so sweet. He's such a sweet guy. I love him to death. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just haven't hopped on that. And you know what's really bad is the past couple years, Rob probably would have been a good time because there wasn't much going on film wise because of COVID and stuff like that. But I had some family issues and stuff to work out, so I've been busy with that. But um, yeah, it's something I definitely want to do in the future for sure.
Nice.
Hobbs was saying how all your movies are highly recommended. He loved Alone in the Ghost House.
Oh, good.
And then he was asking about The Girl in the Crawl Space. Seemed to be a more serious role, but still a horror film. Did you have to put yourself into a different mindset on each of those?
Yeah. So they're vastly different characters, which is good.
Yes.
I like to do different things.
Yeah, I was gonna say very diverse characters, and I had some questions earlier, but similar to those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Alone in the Ghost House was really fun. It's filmed in the found footage style, and it I think was my first foray into that. And so that was kind of different and interesting. And there was a lot more. It had some really good bones, like the script, but I think a lot of my character is a lot of improv, which is not something I'm terribly comfortable with. So yeah, that was an interesting exercise in that. And I play like a really kooky psychic character who's just like out of her mind.
Yes.
Oh, out of her mind. Absolutely out of her mind. And I was just like, what do I do with this? But it was fun to have like complete free reign with that. And try to be respectful of like actual psychics and stuff like that. but at the same time, make it entertaining, So that was a really fun exercise. Girl in the Crawl Space was tough because the character is very obviously she's very, very traumatized. She's been through this like horrible continuous trauma situation, and that took a lot of like soul searching in myself, and a lot of like prep to be vulnerable. Because how I often approach acting or a character is I look at something and I'm like, okay, this character is going through this. Can you think of any situation in your life that you can relate to this character? Like, anything that they've gone through. Have you gone through something similar? Have you had these feelings that they're having? and I I have, I think everybody has a little trauma in their life, and I think that that was a difficult role because I had to sort of feel a lot of what I've felt in the past before in those horrible situations. So it was it was great because I got a chance to like maybe work some of those feelings out and work through the shame of those feelings and be like, okay, well, I reckon this character is important. She's saying something important about the human condition and fragility of emotion, and it was a really beautiful process. It was really well written. Well done, John. So.
Yeah, he pops in our chat every now and then. We had him on a while back, but he pops in every now and then. So he might come in, he might watch later.
Watch the replay, yeah, depending on how his schedule is. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he's super busy.
How was it that you got involved working with John with that script? Did you know someone, or did you just hear about it in audition? How did that come about?
I know that John. Well, John knew me through the movies that I did with Henrik Kudo, and he is a really, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys are probably aware of him. He's done a lot of film here in Dayton. He's from Dayton. A lot of really great stuff, and he had seen those films, and he was interested in working with me. And I this is like the most flattering thing anybody can ever say to you, I think, as an actor, is like, he's like, I wrote the script and I had you in mind. And I get goosebumps thinking about that, because that's like, what other, like, that's the highest compliment you could give to anybody, like, as far as I'm concerned. So, I know he had basically seen some work and that I'd done with Henrik, and he was just like, hey, I think you're talented. And I thought of this when I thought of you when I wrote this. And so, yeah, we've been friends and, coworkers ever since.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
What was your first like starring role?
I'm gonna Babysitter Massacre for sure, because that was like, the fall of 2012, and I think I did my first film in August of 2012, a small part in Bath Salt Zombies. Which is really fun. I love that movie. It's ridiculous.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I definitely watch.
It's exactly what you think it is. Like, it's exactly what you think it is. It's a really fun film. It's just, zombies and guts and shower scenes, and it's just, ridiculous.
People getting showered in guts. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All the good stuff. Yeah, definitely. That was a really meaty. I think I was like a co-lead with Mary Lee Osborne, who's a really fantastic actor. In that, I think I'm considered like a co-lead, but it was a hefty role, especially considering I was kind of like absolutely unknown, not kind of absolutely unknown. So Henrik took a huge chance on me, and that's fantastic. I'm forever grateful, because here I am. So
yeah, we love his movies here. Hobbs in chat, Steve was saying he's fantastic. I love his films. I think we all love his films.
Yeah. And Bath Salt Zombies, fantastic. And Dayton with a little pumpkin emoji and donut.
Yeah,
he's the donut.
One of our best. The Lone in the Ghost House, you was talking about your character. I got to ask about the peacock broth. Did you create that, or did they like find that somewhere for you?
I bought that at a little pop-up store by a mall, not even in the mall. It was like, like how like Halloween stores will like pop up next to like malls, like they'll just like hermit crab into buildings. That was this store. It was like a new age store. And they had clothing there, and I saw this bra, and I was like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And I 100% believe my character would wear that. It's nuts. And there's so many peacock feathers just on set too, just everywhere, because it wasn't well made at all. So it's like stuff kept falling off. It was horrible. But it was really fun. I mean, I'm glad that people remember it. I chose it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was like something that they'd already like provided for you, or if you like made it, or like go to like
everyday
a thrift shop
wear,
or something,
whatever.
Oh man, I would not wear that thing. It is too itchy. And I just, no way, not supportive at all, like purely decorative. I was like, this is uncomfortable, but I'm going to pretend that it's not, because that's acting.
Right.
You wanted to commune with the spirits of the peacocks.
Exactly. I was like, she's into the spiritual world and in touch with the forest and animals. And
You got the
why
little
wouldn't you
eyeball
have a
drawn
peacock
on
bra?
the forehead.
The third eye drawn on.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it's also like
Yes.
terrible. It's so cheesy.
So you said some of that like was all improv, or how much of a majority was scripted, and what did you improv?
So there's like a dance that I do in that peacock bra that is completely unscripted. Like I didn't even practice it at home. I was just like, we're gonna do this in the moment, and it's gonna be weird, and that's okay because this character is ridiculous. So
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Most of it was really improv. Like you had like a direction about where to go, like in the scene. Like, okay, eventually, like you have to do this, but eventually you're gonna head here, but you have to figure out what happens in between in the moment. And so, like, I think the majority of it was, God, that was so long ago, 2014 when we filmed that. It was forever ago, but yeah, a lot. The majority of it was really. You just had an idea about what you need, what you needed to do and what you needed to accomplish. But yeah, a lot of it was just like, and interact, go. Like,
how about the building a nest? I'm building a nest.
I'm so embarrassed of that line because I originally say this is just a slip up. I don't know why I said it this way, but I sort of ate my words. Like I was stumbling and I was like, I'm building a nest. What is a nest? And then I immediately correct myself. I'm like, a nest. I'm like, that's not cool. Like that doesn't look good in the scene. But yeah, I'm building a nest. I don't know. It was just like the direction was just like, go over here and act weird and just do what you think she would do in this situation. Like, what would she be doing? Like building a nest for like spirits to nest and the forest spirits. Like, I don't know. It was just like what I felt was what she would do at the time.
No, she's wearing feathers. Why not?
Exactly. Maybe she has a special relationship with her.
Building a nest for the peacock spirits. There we go.
Yeah. There you go. See, that makes sense. You get it.
Right.
Now I get the whole nest thing. I mean, it took talking about it now after watching it a second time earlier. So, yeah.
It's goofy.
I also would like to know your thoughts on Devil's Trail.
Devil's Trail. I had a small part in that. It was a really good movie. It turned out really amazing. I'm not surprised. The acting in it is really good. John Hamburg is amazing. I remember that was also kind of a weird one. Like we had a general direction about what we needed to do, and we had lines, but it was kind of just like show up and like also kind of commune with the forest. I remember getting there and like painting runes on somebody's body, and yeah, it was just a weird little role. I think I was only there for like 2 hours. We didn't film very long, but it was really fun. I remember being very cold too, and of course, me being nude like you do. That's my IMDb. I read the other day. It was really funny. Like the only trivia about me is that like I appear nude. I appear nude in most of my films. I was like, thanks. Like, why is that the only trivia?
Yeah, and then it has underneath of it about you believe in the beast blood and breast. And I know Joe Bob Briggs says that a lot. So might have had a fellow mutant write that. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Like, yes, she knows the 3 Bs.
Absolutely. They're important. It's a whole, the whole genre. It's important and it's fun. And I've had a lot of fun doing it. So.
We also on the comment side also we got another crawl space fan. Have Cheetah Wilbu says hello and enjoys crawl space as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The movie is pretty great. I
There's
really enjoyed
quite a few of
doing
us
it.
in the community that also have done reviews on it and stuff too on YouTube, and so I mean, there's a bunch of us who enjoy that one. So
Yeah, I think the
I'm
first
so
time I
flattered.
watched it is when we had the interview with John Dalton. Because I hadn't come
Mhm.
across it before that, and I watched it with that, and I remember enjoying it.
Yeah, it doesn't go where you expect it to go. I think so, but
Right.
it delivers for sure. I think it has a lot of really good character development, and it's interesting. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. So
Yeah, most definitely. And it says on your IMDb that you have a background in ballet of one of many things. Has that helped you in any of your roles?
yeah. So I something interesting about me is I quit ballet when I was like 16, but it was just way hard on my body. But
Well, imagine.
I loved it. I mean, I loved it. It helps me, like the musical background helps me if I have to learn choreography and fight scenes. If I have music, not that I've done many fight scenes, but if I have music to go along with the movement, then I'll remember it better. Like I'll learn it faster.
Yeah,
So that
makes a lot of
helps.
sense.
Yeah. But also, I love, honestly, my favorite kind of work is creature work. I love doing creature stuff where I get to be like a werewolf, or like in Betsy, or
that's it's probably not going to show here, but this is a
Nah.
horror pack limited edition one.
It's getting swallowed up by your
It's
screen.
getting swallowed. Well, even the cover is kind of hard to see. I remember getting this in horror pack, and it's like so dark. There's like a little green wolf face on. It's like, what is this? You have to turn it over to even see it. It's like, I don't know who designed the cover for it, but it could have been better. They made it number 51 in horror pack, so people who get the movies monthly, it's a mystery box of movies. Betsy was number 51 in it. So also
awesome.
they may have, if you go to the website every now and then, they'll have sales on them, and they do have like back orders of movies. So I'm not sure if this one's like available still through them, because it is like a limited run of them, but they put them on Blu-ray. Cool. So I don't know if it was on Blu-ray before or not. I don't know if it was released on Blu-ray before or not, but because that's what they usually do, though. Like most of their limited editions are either they haven't been on Blu-ray, or else it's a special edition that they do through them. I don't know how they work that out, but
right, I'm not sure either. But yeah, I excuse me, I'm sorry, my throat is so dry. I keep drinking water, but
normally I'm the one with the coughing fits. I got my little cursor on the mute button in case I gotta click it.
I'm like, where's your Pepsi tonight, Boom? Come on. You're not okay.
Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, Pepsi's pretty good.
It's the only drink, unfortunately.
I like it. No, I understand that. I'm a big like sweet tea fan. I drink a lot of sweet tea, which is probably not good for me, but I do enjoy it a lot. But yeah, no, just go ahead.
I said sweet tea and green tea. I like green tea too.
Green tea is delicious. I like hot green tea. But yeah, so but having that background in like, studying movement and everything, I love studying how like I think a creature should move and then applying that to what I'm doing. And I love being able to use my dance background to kind of help me with that. So yeah, I wish I did more creature work. I don't. I think it would be really fun to do. Like I love monsters.
You think there might be a Betsy sequel? Maybe. I mean, the way it ended with those two post credits. I won't say what for people who haven't seen it, but there is a couple of scenes after that could lead to a sequel.
That would be rad. I mean, I hope so. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about that, but I hope so. That would be really fun.
Well, I mean, I haven't heard anything. That would be really cool if there was. I'd like to see more of that. So,
that'd be cool.
Because you were the werewolf portion of it. Was that like the full on? I'm assuming the ending scenes, like with the full on face. Because I know I can't think of her name right now. I'm sorry, but the one who played Betsy, like there was like just a couple, like her eyes just glowing, stuff like that. So obviously that wasn't you. So
right. Yeah, I just came in to do the wolfy parts.
So, was there any particular reason why you did the wolf parts too, or you just wanted to do two different characters? Like maybe the makeup couldn't wear, or I know sometimes maybe would affect people,
Um,
or you just wanted
I
to.
think it was a. I think with her it was a scheduling thing. I think because she didn't live in town, so I think they just needed somebody to come in and fill in. What she couldn't do with the makeup on and stuff. And I think they did. If I remember right, I think they did like the makeup stuff fast, not fast. It was a very long process
Yeah.
to put that makeup on. But yeah, I think it was just a scheduling thing, and they were like, "Oh, you're local. Like, you feel like coming in and doing some creature stuff?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm there. Like yesterday, I'm there. Like, I want to do it." And werewolf stuff is always fun. I don't think we have enough werewolf stuff out there. So I was like, "Yeah, I'll be a monster." But yeah.
And you were one of the producers on it too, I believe.
I don't think so.
I thought it said you were one of the producers on it. Okay, that's weird.
On People to Kill, I'm trying to find it. On People to Kill, you did the it said script supervisor and makeup artist, but other than that, I didn't see any other credits. But yeah, when I went to make the thumbnail, I was typing in like the different movie titles and not even thinking about the way I'd get an image I could save and make the thumbnail. I didn't even think about it. I typed in People to Kill and I Googled it. I had a bunch of really weird books pop up. I was
She's on a watch list now, apparently. I don't know.
I don't know for sure, but it was funny the way it happened. I was just like, I was joking. I was like, oh, I'm on a watch list.
Let's be honest, a lot of us probably are.
Probably.
We're just curious. Yeah.
I mean, I just thought that was funny as I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, People to Kill. Like,
yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, it's that could be a problem.
Oopsie. I don't know if you remember. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat? The original
Mortal Kombat?
Okay, remember in the woods, like all of a sudden, some random guy in like black and white would come up, and go, Toasty.
Yeah.
Toasty.
I think Mortal Kombat was like the only. I'm not a gamer. I wish I was, because I think it'd be a really cool hobby. Maybe I should pick it up, but I think that was the last time that I played video games. Was when that like Mortal Kombat 2 came out. Like I think that was the last time. But yeah, I remember that. That was pretty funny. Actually, I used to have that as my text tone.
Nice.
when I kept my phone volume up instead of on vibrate, which is what I do now.
I would just like to know, if you could put yourself in a film that has already been made, what role would you select? Like basically any film you could think of. I'm assuming he didn't put limits, so
any of them. Oh man,
I'm assuming if you just pick, like, let's say whatever your favorite movie is, if you put yourself in whatever role or what. I'm assuming that's how I take it anyway.
Yeah.
Girl Interrupted.
Oh man, that would be a good one. Honestly, one of my favorite movies, and we just talked about my dance background, is Black Swan. I love Black Swan. And I just think that character would be really Natalie Portman character, Nina, would be really cool to play. Yeah, I do. I just because it would involve dancing, and there's a lot of psychological stuff going on there that I think I probably need to talk about in therapy. But another way of doing that would be to play that character, maybe, because oftentimes in the past, acting has helped me work through some stuff. So I think that would probably be my number one choice. Also, I've always wanted to play a character like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction. I've always just wanted to go like crazy in a role like that. Like not to say crazy because that sounds insensitive, but like, but you know what I mean? Like, just absolutely like balls to the wall. Like,
she's definitely not sane, so I think you're okay with that.
Yeah, I guess she has an issue, but I try to stay away from crazy as much as I can.
We're all a little crazy.
Al says ballet is no joke. Hobbs said Al just reviewed Girl in the Crawl Space. I really love that motion picture. And Al agrees. You love the picture.
Oh, thank you.
Crawl Space definitely took a different direction. It was fantastic.
Awesome.
And
Thank
then
you.
Al agrees about a good werewolf stuff definitely needed.
Good. Awesome. That makes me very happy.
And he
Yeah,
loves
I
horror
love-
packs, so I think he might have Betsy himself if he's a horror
Oh,
pack subscriber.
cool.
So
Awesome. I honestly, it's so crazy to me. Like, I try to be as professional as I can, obviously, when I'm on set because you got stuff to do. But a lot of my experiences have been like I've made a lot of friends on set, and sometimes I feel like I'm going to set with my friends and I'm just we're just having a good time, and somehow a movie happens. And so when people see it, like I start to know that people see it and they appreciate it, it makes me even happier because I'm just like, I was having a good time and hanging out with my buddies, and like I said, somehow a film happened, and now everybody's seen it. Like it's amazing. I never get I'm just so flattered that people have seen stuff that I've done. So.
And I know you've done the one Western, or you might have more, but I may have missed it. The only one I got to see anyway was Calamity Jane's Revenge. If you had a chance to do another like Western type movie, would you do that?
So I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about it, but I am currently filming a comedy Western.
Oh, nice.
Sort of like Blazing Saddles, kind of. Maybe not that controversial, but yeah, sort of like that. But yeah, I play the madam of a brothel. So, but she's also like a shrewd businesswoman. So it's pretty cool.
Are you adding about the Internet Movie Database facts? She's doing in her films. That does not. I'm at a brothel.
Right. Yeah. And also, I own a brothel. No, that would be really funny.
It's like they need some better facts.
I know. That one's fine. I don't mind that. Like I've never regretted anything that I've ever done. I've been lucky that way. But yeah, I don't mind that being on there. I just wish there were other things.
Well, I know. I mean, I didn't see nothing against that. It's just like, I mean, there's some other stuff you can add to it instead of one little sentence. It's like, if you're going to throw some facts on there, let's get some more.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I try to be choosy about what I do. And, I like to, I don't know. I like to be comfortable with what I'm doing. So,
right.
But,
yeah, we watched. Me and my husband watched the Calamity Jane one back. Like I watched it when we was getting ready to interview John Oak Dalton, and usually he hates the stuff I watch, but he actually enjoyed that. So that's really a compliment for you. Trust me on that.
Yeah,
he really liked it.
Good. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. That was a fun movie to film. You don't see me do it very much, but I ride a horse in it. And fun fact about me, I'm afraid of horses. So that was quite interesting. I only had like a couple lessons and then they were like, I think you're good. And I'm like, but luckily it was kind of weird, but luckily.
So I was actually going to ask you, it was like, so was that the first time riding a horse or are you familiar with them? But thanks for answering my question, reading my mind.
Okay. When I was little, I went on a Girl Scout trip, a brownies. That was how young I was. So I was probably like 8. Wasn't even Girl Scouts yet. And I rode a horse and I was nervous and it could tell that I was nervous.
Oh, no.
And it did not respond well to it. And it bit me. And so like ever since then I was, and I'm not mad at the horse. Like I get it. Like you have this little thing on your back that's freaking out. Of course you're going to be upset. So I just was always really afraid of them. And then I had to film that movie and they were like, right, you need to ride a horse. And I'm like, I'll do it. Like, all right.
Did you have to kind of work up your courage and like go and kind of like pet and get familiar with the horse? And
so the horse
jumped up on him.
Yeah. The horse actually was a really sweet horse named Mocha. And she had, I think people had ridden her. Like she had been a horse that somebody like several people have ridden before. Like she, I don't know what you call that. I feel like an idiot right now, but so she was used to people. Thank you. Yeah. So she was used to people. And she was really patient and very gentle. And so like I owe that to the horse, really. like like me being able to do that. It was all, the horse. But I didn't realize how difficult it was to pull yourself on top of a horse, like to get on the saddle. It's not fun.
No, it's not. Me and my mom used to go every weekend, go horseback riding, and I remember I was a lot littler too, but it's really hard to get up on those horses.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh. I was just going to read what Hobbs had a couple questions.
Go ahead if you want to.
A favorite experience being in in movies, and then anything you would do differently.
Those are really good questions. It's tough to pick a favorite experience because I've learned so much on every set. But I think, I'm going to say the most recent fun I've had and like the best experience was probably when I worked on Slaughterhouse Slumber Party. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. But it was just a bunch of, it's really fun. It's very like, it's very reminiscent of like Evil Dead and Ghostbusters as far as effects go. And it's just about these women who go, they have an annual slumber party every year. And it's just girls. Like it's a la like, the old like Slumber Party Massacre movies like in the 80s, but except it's all like women driven. There aren't any like dudes around, and it's very like woman positive and centric, and it's pretty cool. And I was cast with a bunch of people that I knew and I loved, and we basically spent 5 days in a house in Toledo filming it, and it was like a big giant slumber party. Like like we were doing a lot of work, but it was like super fun to just it felt like almost like a vacation, and it was a lot of fun. And that was in the fall of 2018, I think. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. Also, a film by the same guy, Dustin Mills, who also did Basalt Zombies. We filmed something called Skinless. That's a movie that's really close to my heart. And it's very a la similar to like The Fly. And it was just like really effects heavy. And that movie, I like to say that movie is so good that we had to film it twice, because we filmed it in the fall, like a version of it in the fall of 2012, and then again in the summer of 2013, because and it was a very small cast. I think there's like 4 people in the cast, and it was just a labor of love. Like it was hard. We filmed it in the summer. It's lots of effects. Our poor main character had to wear like a cowl and all this like fake blood and just like a really heavy mask to be this like guy whose skin is falling off. Like it's just crazy. So and it was really harsh conditions and we made it through and we persevered, and I think there's some really good performances in it, despite that the elements kind of getting in the way and time constraints. So I'll always remember that experience because it turned out so well and it was so difficult to do. But what was the other question? I got lost in thought. Oh, anything I do differently?
Do anything differently?
Yeah, anything you do differently. Sorry, I was trying to scroll up because it went up a little bit because they're all chatting.
As far as like a specific experience, I don't think so, but I just wish I would have gotten involved in film earlier. I think that's the one thing that I think I really regret, is not just like jumping in when I was younger, because I think I would have done well. But yeah.
It was meant to be when it happened.
Right.
I guess.
And I saw, I saw this might wrap in with the Calamity Jane. I'm not quite sure. I saw that there's your cat's name in IMDb. Is that like based on Western, or is there a story behind the cat's name?
Oh, Six-Toed Sally? Yeah, no. There's not really six-toed Sally. Yeah, unfortunately, Sally has passed away, so that was sad. That's
sorry,
sad. That happened a couple years ago. Oh, thank you. Yeah, she was a good cat. She was polydactyl, so she just had six toes on her front paws. Yeah, so that's the only. But I called her that because like it sounds like an old blues song or something like that. Like it sounds like really weird.
Yeah, it didn't say that on there. I wouldn't have brought it up, but I'm sorry.
No, I love it. No. I didn't mean I shouldn't have said anything. I just
no, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
she was a good cat. Yeah, six-toed
Sally.
Sally.
I saw that name and I was like, I wonder if she's like trying to be all Western with it. I didn't even think about the cat actually having six like little toes.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That would be a really funny, like, Western character name, though. I play that character. That's
immediately where my mind went.
I love that.
It almost reminds me of a silly joke I heard a long time ago. It goes, three-legged dog walks into a bar, looks around, and says, I'm looking for the man who shot my paw.
Oh, that's awesome.
Three-legged dog, I'm looking for the man who shot my paw. Not his paw, his paw.
I love that. That's adorable. I love it.
See. Hobbs says his last question: any memories of our local Dayton, Ohio legends, Dr. Creep or Andy Kopp?
Oh yeah, sure. So Dr. Creep, I love him. He was a great guy. I worked with him. He used to go up to Foy's, that area that I mentioned before. He had a little like access cable like horror host show forever. Yeah, so he was like our horror host here in Dayton. And he was a really sweet man. I met him a few times, and I actually ended up kind of helping him a little bit with his like merchandise and stuff like that, sales over when he would like make appearances at Foy's. So I worked for him for a couple times. But he was just a wonderful guy, like a very sweet person, and was super into, he was a silly man and super into like horror and had cheesy stuff, like sci-fi stuff. And yeah, he was a treasure. He was a Dayton treasure. Andy Kopp, I met him once, I think, at a Horror Hound, but I knew that he was a really good filmmaker and a good guy. So I unfortunately did not have much experience with him, but I knew that he was really talented. And what was it? Ghastly Ghoul?
Ghastly Ghoul.
Yeah, he's another kind of like horror host dude. And he's still around, kicking butt and being weird. So
awesome.
I met him a few times. Yeah,
I've never heard of any of those. I'll have to look and see if I can find something on them.
They're super Dayton, but they're super fun. Yeah, they're really good dudes.
Yeah, Lucord. I probably said that wrong. I had Morgus the Magnificent. That sounds amazing. Erin Nola, so New Orleans.
Cool. Yeah, I think a lot of cities have them, and I think it's fascinating.
Yeah.
To learn about them, because I know a lot of cities have them, and I think it's really cool.
And we have one called the Floridian Freak. Mm-hmm. No, I'm just
kidding. I love it.
That's me. I'm the Floridian Freak.
You. I just got it. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Well, I got it.
Also, I was going to ask you, since you sort of mentioned Horror Hound convention, did you attend just as an attendee or as a guest? Or
Horror Hound, I just worked Horror Hound once for Concept Media, who did Bessie. It wasn't around that time. It was before then. I think it was when I think it was around 2013. I think, and I worked for them in Cincinnati. I've never been a guest there, but that would be super fun. But yeah, I remember that was a crazy year because it was like 2013, and the Walking Dead cast was there, and it was nuts. Like it was crazy. So that was alarming. It was really busy. I think Concept Media made some money, but it was just like it was a lot to deal with because I think that was my second convention ever. I think my first one was Days of the Dead Indy 2012, where I met Bill Moseley, which was super
awesome.
cool.
Yeah,
that man is super nice.
I've heard
but
he's
very
super nice. I haven't got a chance to meet him yet, but I've heard he's super nice.
Yeah.
I love Chop Top, so I love him. And and yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is rad. Uh, but I met him. I was so nervous. Like he does so many conventions. I think that his line at the time was not long, and I was like, I walked in and his table was like open, and I was just like, I can't go over there. I'm so nervous. Like I can't just walk up. There's no line. I don't have time to prepare. My boyfriend at the time was like, why don't we just take a walk and we can come back and see what's going on? And I wouldn't go back until there was a line because I was so shy. And so there was a line finally, and I went back and I was like, okay, like psyching myself up. And I didn't know what I was going to say, but I like got up to him and I was like, I just want to let you know that I really appreciate your work, and I love what you do, and I really appreciate everything. And he was like, he looked up at me with these like piercing blue eyes, and he was like, do you need a hug? And I was like, yeah.
Yes, please.
And I'm like crying like an idiot. And he's like, it's okay. He's like, it was very nice meeting you. Thank you so much for saying those things. I really appreciate it. And I was like, okay, you're welcome. It was so stupid. And he gave me a free cookie. He gave me a pecan sandy.
Oh, nice.
He was like, have a cookie. I was like, I think, okay. And I just carried the cookie with me. Like, I wouldn't eat it. I was just like,
I was going to say, you didn't eat it. You just put it in a Ziploc bag. Mostly cookie.
yeah, I'm not, he touched it. So I'm not, yeah. So stupid.
No, it's not stupid. People actually do that.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't think I
amazing
would,
story
but
for him, though.
So,
yeah, he's a good dude.
conventions are always so much fun. I've been going for years, since I was like 14. So I started off with, I don't know if you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer or not, the TV show.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, well, yeah, I started off, my first convention, James Marsters, was at the Altamont Mall Hotel in Florida, and I'd gotten a Buffy magazine in the mail, which I don't know how it came. And I mean, of course, conventions were going on prior, and the guy who ran it used to do like Star Trek conventions. It was called Vulcan. Cool. They're not around anymore, but that was my first one, and I just started meeting people there, and I became friends with the with the daughter and promoter, and just kept going, and I've worked them, and it's always so much fun. So
yeah, it's fun to like hang around with people that like nerd out about the same stuff that you nerd out about. You're like, these are my people. Like you get so excited.
Exactly. And you just meet random people while you're there. How's it going?
Yeah, I just learned about conventions like I think it was like approximately 10 years ago. I'm probably off on dates, but I didn't even know there was a thing until then. And I found out about it. So I've only been to like a handful. And I ended up meeting some people there that I'm friends with now on Facebook. I've never seen them again, but you know, we've at least connected and stayed in touch.
See them at conventions and stuff every now and then. So it's like, yeah, I got
honestly. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I got my convention friends. That was my last sentence or word.
Honestly, if it weren't for going to Days of the Dead Indie, I wouldn't have met Dustin Mills, who that was the first. Basalt Zombies was really the first thing that I did besides the student film. We filmed that in August, and like I said, Babysitter Massacre was in, I think we started in November or October. So I wouldn't have met him if I hadn't gone to that convention, because he was a vendor there, and he was like showing his films and stuff, and just like selling them. And I was like, just randomly was like, hey, I would like to get involved in acting and film acting. And he was like, oh, really? He's like, you're an actor? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, send me like a clip of something that you've done. And that's how it all started. Like,
nice.
Our friendship and our working relationship. So yeah, they're a great place of conventions
and connections. Yep. Hobbs was saying he's not leaving the chat, but thank you for coming, Erin. This was one interview I was hopeful someone would get to do, but was afraid to ask for himself. And then great interview to me and Boom.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, of course. What else?
Yeah, when he told me about it, I was like, "Yay, Calamity Jane!" Because that's my like favorite one of probably all the roles. But I was like, "Yay, Calamity Jane!"
That was a fun role. that movie was like really cool. Like like I said, I got to do a bunch of stuff that I never had done before, and I wasn't too interested in westerns growing up or anything. So I was just like, I got to study some things. Like, let me watch Tombstone and see, you know. So it was a big learning experience. But I thought it turned out really well. Like John wrote a great script, and I connected with the character. I appreciated it. So yeah, I'm so glad that you liked it so much. That makes me really happy.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I do like other films, but that's probably one of my like higher favorites out of them.
Good. Yay.
And then it says you played character in Easter Casket. I wasn't able to revisit, so I don't remember how big your character was in it, but you would tell us about that at all?
Yeah, Easter Casket is a really fun film that I did with Dustin. And it's about a murderous Easter bunny. And it's great because Dustin is a really great puppet maker and puppeteer. And so he made an Easter bunny puppet that is absolutely terrifying. Like it's terrifying looking. And I jumped on that opportunity to do it because it's weird. It's really weird, and I like weird stuff. It had a lot of comedy in it, and it was horror comedy, which I love. And I grew up Catholic, so it was really fun to kind of like lampoon the Catholic Church. Like, to be honest with you, it was really fun. I was like, I get these jokes. Like, I get these jokes. These are ridiculous, and I find it especially funny because I grew up Catholic. So, but yeah, I play one of the main characters, just like a girl who's questioning a Catholic schoolgirl who's questioning her place in the church and how the church is being run, and it's just she's a thinker, as they say in the movie. Like that's a bad thing. She's a thinker. So yeah, it was really fun to just do something kind of silly, and yeah, that puppet is terrifying. Like, it gives me nightmares to this day. Like, but I like to revisit it every Easter.
So like tomorrow.
It's been a while since I've seen it. But,
that's right. It's time.
A friend of mine, a fellow YouTuber that I know in real life, he introduced me to this. This before I even got on YouTube. And I participated in, he did a review on it, and I helped him with it. So it was literally my very first YouTube review was Easter Casket.
Oh, good.
It wasn't on my channel, it was on his, because it was before I even had one. But so it was literally the first thing you ever did.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a heck of a first, right?
Yeah. It's definitely not the first I watched, but it's the first one I've like reviewed and like participated in with. But yeah. I really enjoyed it, watching it.
Good.
It's definitely up my alley. I'll put it that way. I love the horror comedy stuff.
Yes,
and
awesome. Me too.
But it's terrifying.
It's so strange. Like, you wouldn't think it would be, but yeah, he found a way. I remember when we were getting ready to film, he would send me like the puppet, like he was making it, and he would send me like pictures of the stages of it, and I was like, so you'd get like the face but no ears, and it would just be those crazy teeth, and I'd be like, why are you I'm terrified of this. Like, I love that you're doing this. Like, I love seeing your process, but like yeah, but it was fun to do.
Yeah, we had Steve, I can't think of his last name, Duke
Peachy.
Yeah, we had him on, and I brought up because he does the voice of the Pope, I believe.
Yeah, the Mega Pope.
Yeah,
the Mega Pope.
So I brought up that movie. I had to bring it up. It's like anytime I see this Easter Casket on somebody's IMDb, I got to bring it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it because it's a really fun one that I don't get to talk about very much. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Perfect day.
Yeah, it's definitely different. I see you've also done we've kind of referred to them as chick flicks or dramas, and you've done Christmas movies. Do you like having the variety in your belt?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's important. I think as an actor is to try to just do different things, because although it is good to be good at one particular type of role, you want to branch out and do other stuff so you can
definitely.
You can get more opportunity. So yeah, like I've done a romantic comedy. I did Making Out, which is a romantic comedy. Yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. I like to try different things. it just keeps me energized and more interested, you know, in what I'm doing. I like a challenge when it comes to acting, for sure.
Yeah, it's really not that surprising to see that stuff in other people's, like the guy that did some of the Sharknado movies, like directed them. He also directs
Mhm.
Hallmark movies, so it's not that
I
big of
love
a
that.
surprise to see that in there. But
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh, well, she's got a little stuff in there, so I'll bring that up because not very
Yeah.
many people might know of this stuff. I don't remember what the
Yeah.
titles were. I think one was about a bulldog Christmas or something, and
A
you see
Bulldog
the
for
one
Christmas.
Mickey
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. A Bulldog for Christmas was fun because it's a family film. So it was like it's like completely different from the horror stuff that I do. It's like
Right.
and now Hallmark. Yeah, like it's just that was a really fun thing to film though. Just because it was fun to be like, you know, do something different.
Yeah.
And work with a dog. That was cool.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Are they
Yeah,
much
he
of
was,
a pain? Like some people complain about working with animals, or have they been
yeah,
like a pain to work with in your experience?
not really. I think I've been really lucky. I think I've had you know, they've been pretty well trained, the animals that I've worked with. Or like I said, like the horse and Calamity
Yeah.
Jane was very docile. So that helped a lot. The bulldog was very sweet. He was he was pretty young when we did it, but he listened really well and he was cute. I had to pick him up at one point though, and that was terrifying. Just because he's like a huge, massive, you know, bulldogs are like stocky. So
Yeah.
that was the only time I ever had trouble working with him. I was like, I guess I gotta hold you for like 4 takes. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And I was like a lot thinner than it. So I was like, I don't have any arm strength. But yeah, it was cool.
That dog, well, I don't remember how big it was, but he's probably what, a good 20, 30 pounds probably, because you know they're stocky but they're little.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're like, because my dog's 25 pounds, so she's not a big dog, she's little, but she's not a bulldog. But you know, I can pick her up. Yeah, I can just imagine something that's like pure muscle.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like holding like a full barrel of something. You're just like, I don't have the like, how do I do this? Yeah, but people always say they have trouble working with animals and children.
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah. I mean, kids are kids. Like I feel like a lot of times, usually if there's a kid doing a film, usually they're pretty focused and pretty well behaved. I've only worked with a couple of them before, but I've always had good experiences.
What would you say is most challenging in a role? Like, which has been more challenging for you, whether it be the drama or the horror?
This is going to sound really weird. Comedy. I can more easily do drama and horror and creature work than I don't think I'm very funny as a person in general. So, and comedy really involves like a lot of perfect timing and stuff. And I feel like a lot of times you can't take your time with it. Like you have to, you know, like know when to punch a line or whatever. It has to be exact, I think. And I have a hard time with comedy. If I'm funny in something, it's almost accidental. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't,
There's a movie title,
come
Accidentally Funny. Accidentally Funny.
Right. There you go. Accidentally funny. That's a good one. I like that.
Oh no, someone's gonna steal our idea again. We're always coming up with movie ideas.
I know. I love it. That's good. But yeah, I think that's a thing. I have a lot of trouble when I see there's like comedic stuff in a film. I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be hard. Like it's gonna be harder than normal. You don't come by it as easily as you do drama. I don't know if that's because I'm like a sad sack or like what's going on. But yeah, I'm not a sad sack. I'm just saying that, you know, for some reason that comes easier to me than being funny. So I have to work it.
I can't remember. He's like, yes, I'm depressed. I'm very bloody depressed. And he wasn't, like, he just said it sarcastically. I can't remember what movie it was.
I don't know. That does sound familiar.
He's like, yes, I am depressed. I'm very bloody depressed.
Oh.
But I can't remember. I'm going to have to Google that line, but I remember like he was pretending he was depressed, but it was like very sarcastic.
I love it. Yeah, that does sound familiar. I don't know.
Hobbs was saying that you're one of his favorite actresses and that you'll go very far in the industry.
Well, now I'm going to cry.
There's a lot of people praising you in the chat that that you're one of their favorite interviews that we've done.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, thank you. I'm happy. I'm so flattered to be here, and I'm like I said it. it's crazy to me that people have seen my work. I love it, but like I'm so grateful because without like an audience, I mean, what do you got? You know?
Right.
So I'm so flattered. Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody.
I'm sorry, but yes, thank you for coming.
No, you're fine.
It really has been fun.
He's gonna leave us with the skeletons. Oh no!
I love it. No, I love it.
It's like battery running low. Gotta go grab the charger.
Oh,
there you go. That's why I'm disappearing. I'm back.
That's okay. I see you. Good. I did. I'm glad you're back.
And the mask when he got shot. Did you miss me? Takes a drink of water. I guess not.
I just left mine plugged in because I haven't used this laptop since, when was the last holiday? What was it? Christmas, I think. That's the last holiday.
Well, New Year was the last holiday. If you want
yeah, but we don't drive down on New Year's, so it's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you mean when you travel holiday?
Yeah.
Am I the only person that just never really does anything for New Year? I don't think I've ever done anything for New Year's Eve.
We didn't do anything. We just
I don't know.
sat in the house and watched TV.
Watch the New Year's on TV. Watch everybody else having fun live. Like,
I'm into that. Yeah, I don't really want to go anywhere. It sounds dangerous.
Yeah, we didn't drink. We just sat and watched TV. So didn't even watch the same thing. Like he's sitting in one area watching something, I'm watching something else. My son's upstairs doing
same
something
thing
else.
Same thing every year, just the same, just another number. That's all.
Listen, that's the dream. That sounds great. I'm into that setup.
But yeah, I think I made snacks. I don't remember what, but I probably made snacks for dinner, and then we just kind of just did our own thing. But yeah, we didn't do anything.
That's a good day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna like
driving down New Year's to come down here. Especially I got to drive past Chicago. Well, not like into Chicago, but on the highway. Like no.
Oh my God.
Doing that on New Year's.
I remember one New Year's. I forget what year it was, but I was over at my uncle's house, and they had got fireworks. She went to Alabama and got all these fireworks and stuff, and had the mortars that spin around and blow up in the air really loud. They like shoot up and spin.
Oh yeah.
And they go like what 50, 60 feet, and then or whatever, and then they go off. And the guy across the lake, he heard it going off, and I don't know what time he started drinking, but you could hear he was like, "Fire them all! Fire them all!" he's like, "Shoot that shit!" Just, like,
that sounds
yelling across.
1,000% dangerous.
I'm like.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah, it's a good thing he wasn't over there lighting fireworks or whatever. You could tell he was like, and I'm like, she's like, so I was like making fun of him. He's like, fuck it. He didn't even realize I was making fun of him. He's just yelling like, fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
That was a good year.
Okay. So this is like really awful and really embarrassing, but I need to use the restroom real quick. Do you mind?
Oh, you're fine.
Do you mind if you just like look at my ceiling for a minute?
We'll
okay,
thank a couple of questions.
Okay, hang on. Sorry.
You're fine. Go do what you got to do.
Yeah, that was a fun New Year's.
And we've never really done anything for New Year's or went out and did anything. And since we moved to Wisconsin, we haven't even went out for 4th of July because we could see the fireworks from our backyard, like the city fireworks. We don't see like the ground displays very well because some of the trees and houses block it, but we could see everything up in the air. So I was like, why leave and like fight traffic and try to go down, because they have them. You have to like go down into the river, not into the river, but like down to where the river is. Yeah. And it's like,
just drive right into that river. We just park as
so yeah, I'm not gonna fight all that traffic. We just sit in the backyard. We'll just miss the ground display.
Might as well.
We don't need that.
Hi.
You're fine.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's been a while. Haven't seen you. How you been?
I've been drinking so much water lately, and it's good, but it's also really annoying. So, especially because I've been doing DoorDash too. So like, it's really tough when you're delivering DoorDash and you're like, okay, whatever place has a
Hobbs,
restroom.
Hobbs does
Yeah.
DoorDash as well, and I believe
Oh
he
yeah,
said
that's
he
right.
was in
Hobbs does
Dayton.
DoorDash. Yeah.
Maybe you'll end up running into him one day.
Yeah, you might run into the same restaurant or something doing pickups.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Oh, that'd be
That would
funny.
be awesome.
Hobbs would be like, "Oh, hey, you do DoorDash? I didn't know that."
Hey,
he
what's
does.
up?
He does some videos dashing for horror, like he gets extra money for horror movies and stuff and whatever.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
That's cool.
so yeah, I was telling Dad, I was like,
you dashing, like running at each other, and you'll just see some random person just like start like freaking out.
What are
like,
you
well,
doing?
that's Hobbs.
Hobbs would be like,
Yeah.
you're too famous to be door dashing. What are you doing?
That's a good way.
Are you getting into character for a movie?
Are you researching a role? What's going on?
Role-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I just like, I mean, it's
ordered DoorDash the other day. I was playing around looking at like different prices, and I accidentally hit checkout instead of something else. So I ordered me some lunch on accident. Nobody believes me it was an accident. There's like, oh yeah, it was an accident.
And you're like, no, really, I promise.
Really. Hobbs said he literally ran into Henrik. I'd probably say his name wrong, but Henrik, who he worked with, is that
Henrik?
how you say his name?
Henrik.
Yeah, Henrik. He said he ran into him while door dashing at a bagel place.
Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. That's exciting.
I was telling him also, I pretty much DoorDash full time right now, as I was telling you. And I had asked him I was saying some tips. I asked him if he's done any Walmart. I don't know if you do Walmart orders up there or why wouldn't you? But I was like, yeah, I do good doing Walmart. So I got the other day and today like a $10 tip, $15 tip doing Walmart.
Wow.
I'm just gonna sit at my Walmart like early in the morning. I'll do like IHOP and Denny's and stuff and do like the breakfasts.
Right.
But once 7 o'clock hits, that's when like Walmart grocery orders start going through, and I'm like, I'll take those. So
yeah, definitely
every single time, but I mean, I get some good ones every now and then. So I mean,
yeah,
Walmart's
and it's kind of cool to get. Go ahead.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to get paid to go in. Yeah, Walmart is they have everything, so it's kind of like a one-stop shop for everybody. So you could probably make quite a bit there. I've never done a grocery one before.
Mm-hmm. I've actually one time actually twice now. I went to like the tire distribution, big word, distribution place to deliver some tires to like the one of the car sales place and another where they change them and everything. So they were like, yeah, you got room in your trunk. I'm like, yeah, let's pick up a couple of tires. So
okay.
It was like a $13 or $14 run. I'm like, okay, I'll pick up tires for $40. I mean, whatever.
That's a good run for sure.
And then there's this one guy. I don't get him all the time, but I know his name, and as soon as I see his name in order, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna make at least $16 because he gives like a $10 tip. He either gets Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, or Donut Kingdom. And if I see his name, I'm like, yes, take that order.
That's awesome. Good to have like regulars that you can depend on.
But it's just random.
Has anybody ever asked you to do anything weird? Like I had a lady in the comments, a customer asked me to go into her home. The door was open to go into her home and put stuff on her kitchen table. And I was like, I'm uncomfortable with that. Like, I don't
open the door, put them in, shut the door, and run.
I don't want to go in anybody's house. Like, I will give it to you at the door, but I don't want to be responsible. Like, what if I track mud in and ruin your car? You know what I mean? Like, there's a whole bunch of variables there.
You did anything, if they contact DoorDash and say something, or if it's a trap, either or just like come into you don't want to be in real life the girl in the crawl space. You're like, it was a movie.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, my brain goes, I wouldn't.
I got to the house and the house was dark. It was dark in there, and I'm like, I'm not going in there. Like, are you crazy? Like, well, there could be anybody in there. I've seen this movie before.
I was this movie.
Said, like, yeah, I was this movie. Like, I'm not going in there. That's crazy. And so, like, I left it by the door, and I took a picture of it, and I was like, hey, DoorDash, I am uncomfortable going into this person's home. Like, I am sorry. I'm just not going to do it. I don't know.
Hobbs was asked by a lady to stay after he delivered. That was odd, but politely declined.
Wow. Like, hey, you want to hang out? What you doing? Like, ooh.
It'd be like,
Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Time is money. I'll pay you. How much?
Yeah. Now
What
it's
do I
even
have to
weirder.
Yeah, no.
Now it's even weirder.
I've never had any requests like going to the house before. That's crazy. I've never heard
I
that.
don't even know that they can leave stuff inside a porch because we have an inside, like, not inside, but enclosed porch.
Yeah.
But there's a door separating the house from the porch. I understand that,
Yeah.
but like inside an actual house, no.
Like,
No.
that's a very normal request. A porch is fine, but I'm not going into somebody's house. Like, that's
No.
crazy.
No. Don't blame me one bit. We hear horror stories of that stuff. We've seen the movies, so no.
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh,
It's like another movie, The DoorDash Killer.
you know what's coming. You know somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been one already.
Yeah, for sure.
We're slacking.
Maybe it's in production and we just don't know about it yet.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they had like what was it? That Tinder Killer or whatever movie,
The Tinder Swindler.
or Swindler
I
or whatever.
don't think they killed.
Well, no,
anybody.
didn't they have something in an app killer? I thought there was something before. Maybe it wasn't that one, but there was like.
I know there's
Probably.
been some people that's been killed from Tinder, like they've got, like they killed their dates or whatever.
Yeah.
But
maybe
I
not
don't know
movie,
if
but
they've
there
made a
has been,
movie
like,
from it yet.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Tinder
The
came
world
out
is
after
scary.
I was.
Hobbs said
Married,
he thinks we should make that movie. He's like, let's make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into it. That'd be fun.
So, do you want to be the victim or the killer?
Oh man. Probably the killer. The killers are always more fun. They're always more interesting.
Everybody says the killers or the villains are more fun.
Yeah.
And I see
Yeah.
it because you gotta be all goody two shoe for the
Other
victim,
roles,
basically.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, it just gives you a chance, it gives you a chance to just do things you would normally do, I think.
True.
So it's kind of fun that way. Yeah, and be a certain way, say things that you wouldn't normally say. And yeah, I think it's just fun that way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't DoorDash. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but my car's broken, so I'm like borrowing my parents' car. So I don't want to go DoorDashing in a car that's not mine. So I'm like, I want mine fixed so I can go do this. But I don't have any fun stories.
Cars are the worst.
Like a long time ago, but I didn't do it a lot. I was like a backup, so I was like one of the managers. So I only ran deliveries if everybody else was behind. I'd let everybody else get them first. It was like I'd stay in the store unless it was like super behind. So I don't have any fun delivery stories.
Yeah, I mean they're interesting, but you're not missing much. Sometimes it could be a pain in the butt delivering stuff.
What I hate is having to go to apartments and you don't know where the building is and you have to drive around, or if it's dark and you can't find the number, it's like shit. Where do I go?
The worst.
And then when they don't answer, I hate that. When they don't text or you try texting, calling them, and you can't get a hold of them, it's like, this is wasting my time. Really, it's like you order the food and you're not getting with me. That makes no sense.
Right.
The best thing happened. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. No, I didn't. I was just agreeing.
Just nod and smile. Yes. A few weeks ago, this person ordered like $70 worth of food at Subway, and
oh my god,
and there were chips, drinks, and a few different sandwiches. There were supposed to be cookies, but they were out of them, so they didn't have an address on there to go to. So I tried messaging them and stuff, and there was no complete address, just had like a name or something. And I'm like, okay, so how am I going to deliver this food? And I called DoorDash, and they tried to get a hold of them too, and waited and said there's no way to get the address to it. I mean, there's nothing to do. So I ended up getting to keep the chips, the drinks, and the sandwiches. And luckily they were sandwiches that I liked too. So I had all this free food. And I wish they could have the cookies. Because I could have had cookies.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I had 2 days worth of sandwiches, and then I had a Powerade and Pepsi. I had like 3 drinks, and then like 4 bags of chips or 5 Doritos. I'm just like,
That's awesome.
So like I got to keep that food.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a heck of a tip.
there was even a time I had some pizza from Hungry House. Like, but what I don't understand is you're ordering this food. Why don't you contact and then you don't answer and you don't get it delivered? Like, why spend money doing that? I don't understand that.
I don't know. That's very strange.
Hey, I got lunch out of it. I'm good.
Yeah, there you go. Look on the bright side.
Exactly. And I'm glad it wasn't like any like tuna, like something I wouldn't eat. I mean, I like tuna, but it's not anything like I would be all eager to eat. You know, it was actually buffalo chicken sandwiches. I'm like, oh yeah, I love buffalo chicken sandwiches. So,
oh man, I love buffalo wings.
And buffalo wings. Yes.
So much. It's a problem.
As a suggestion for a title for our Dasher movie, Monster Dash.
Oh, I love it. That is just cheeky in the right way. I love it.
We could make it happen though. Like I could film my scenes here, and then you and Hobbs can do your scenes in the same area.
There you go.
Together, and or even if we just do a short, it doesn't have to be a full movie. And there we go.
Yeah, that would be really fun. I'd like that actually.
I'll talk to you later about it. Maybe.
Okay. I'm into it.
So yeah, Hobbs, we'll figure something out if you want. We'll do a short together.
That would be fun.
So. Am I the editor or what am I doing?
Well, yeah, you could be the editor. You like doing all those little effects and add-ons to it and stuff. So,
we need you.
At least nobody's saying I'm a caterer.
Oh my god.
Well, did you end up watching that video, Erin? That titty song promo? Did you watch it or no?
I sure did.
Wasn't that funny? Yeah, I sent her the titty music video promo.
Oh yeah, my video.
Listen, so many titties.
It is. Rob Bello is hilarious.
I love it. I was crying when the spelling of the word titty happens. That's when I lost it. I was like, no.
And he like starts rapping it and stuff. He's like rapping. It sounds like he's rapping it.
That took me so long to do. I was like, oh my god, I was getting so frustrated with it because I've been teaching myself how to edit. I've never knew anything about editing before, and then I've just been teaching myself. So I was like trying to get it just right how I wanted to get the words to line up with like certain beats of the song, and it's just like, oh man, it took me forever to make that.
You're awesome. Really editing is so difficult. Yes. I would not want that job. Like it's so difficult and intricate, but rewarding, I bet.
Yeah. Bones says about the movie. Let's see. It ends with Erin delivering inside someone's house to their table and getting swallowed by a giant boglin? What?
Boglin? What the hell's a boglin?
I don't know. Unless he meant to type something else in the type. I don't know what a boglin is.
I don't know either.
Unless that's a made up name for the movie, like Monster Dash, and there's a monster in it, and it's called a boglin. I don't know.
It's probably something I should know, and I feel bad because it's probably something I should know what it is.
Well, you're not the only one because neither one of us know what it is either. I don't know what a boglin is.
Goblin?
It's an 80s puppet. Okay. Still don't know what it is, but okay.
Hobbs knows what it is. He said it's a 80s puppet.
Okay.
We'll agree.
Yeah, I should definitely know what it is, but I don't know what it is.
And then he says Monster Dash coming in 2023. Maybe.
That will give us enough time for sure.
Says, come on, Steve. It's a classic 80s monster toy. Hobbs yells about them all the time. Is it the blue monster? Was that a boglin? That had the little chains, or it's like My Pet Monster or whatever. Was that a boglin?
I'm not sure. I feel really bad.
I thought it was just called Pet Monster.
Yeah, I feel really bad because I feel like it's something I should know because it sounds familiar, but I'm
lost too. I'm gonna Google this.
I might be having a brain fart.
I mean, if I see it, I might know it. Maybe the name offhand. No, it's not from the Muppets. Phenomena.
That was like a hard toy. It wasn't plush.
Phenomena.
Do. Great, and that's gonna be stuck in my head for 4 days.
It's like when someone does it, it's like fuck you. It's like the most annoying song. Like it's like this is the song that never ends.
Oh my god. Oh, so good though. Like to annoy people with.
Yep. Phenomena. What is phenomena anyway?
I don't know, but I like it. It sounds very it's nonsensical, which I appreciate. Like Alice, it sounds like it's a Lewis Carroll word, like Jabberwocky or something like that. Like phenomena.
There's a picture.
Oh, here we go. I'm about to bring it up.
Whoops.
Or not.
I'm
it's
on
me,
my
guys.
laptop. I don't use it very often. There we go. Apparently, these are boglins.
That looks real. The blue one looks really familiar.
Yeah.
Feel like an idiot. I feel like I should know.
I don't
And then they
remember
almost look
these.
like the little finger puppet too, like those little plastic.
I love
finger
those
puppets they
things.
used to have on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I do not
Yeah.
remember these whatsoever.
Hmm.
I remember the My
Weird.
Pet Monster, but I do not remember.
Boglins.
It sort of looks familiar, but I just don't
It's
remember.
very cute.
Yeah. Well, at least we know what they look like now.
So I'm supposed to. My character is supposed to be eaten by one of those. I'm into it. Great.
Oh.
I'm into it.
Now I made myself think. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. I'm trying to see what would be the best setup here. Well, dang, how did it change there? Oh, now it's just me. It's the me show.
Hi.
There we go.
There we go. Welcome to House of
It
Horrors.
was weird that we
starring
were big and
Steve.
she was small.
I'm okay with that.
Well, actually, you'd have to be small to be eaten by that boglin.
Yeah,
That's true.
apparently this
Boglins
is
are
tiny.
quite
But yeah, I
tiny.
don't
Yeah.
remember that at all.
Yeah. I don't. The name sounds more familiar than anything. So.
Hobbs says, Stephen, your directorial
Directorial
debut,
debut.
The Monster Dash.
That'd be awesome.
And we could do a parody song. They did the Monster Dash.
I love it.
He was eaten in a flash.
I'm into that. That sounds great. That's a brilliant title. I like it a lot.
That will be fun. All right. It's like so many random ideas, and I don't even know what else we've talked about on other shows. We just like, yeah, this should be a movie. That should be a movie. Let's see. No,
Somebody should be writing them down.
So,
Right.
I know, you bastards. Watch it come out before it's gonna be done. It'll come out like December of this year. Damn it, ours isn't done until January.
Right.
Son of a bitch. Like Dean
Bones
from
says,
Supernatural.
"No, you're
Every
gonna
time he's like,
blow
son of
up
a bitch.
No, you're gonna blow up the boglin like leprechaun in space.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was Bones said that, not Hobbs. I'm trying to read it off the wrong screen. There's, I got too many things going on. I got a phone over here watching this. I got notes over here.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have known the difference. So.
Well, Hobbs says he's taking notes, so yeah, he's definitely taking notes.
Good.
So.
Good. Excellent. Oh, sorry, my cat just moved. I have another cat that I got just recently.
Oh, nice.
His name is Winston, like the Ghostbuster.
Oh, nice.
And he is a little weirdo. Like he's the weirdest cat I've ever had. Not to be gross or anything, but sometimes in the bathroom he'll like follow you after and go on top of the toilet tank and try to like bury what you've done. And I'm
like
just
the
like,
litter box, except it's the toilet. It's like, no, that's not your litter box.
I don't know why. I think he must be confused. Like, why? This is the only cat I've ever had try to do that. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, he's like, he probably thinks that like I'm a big dumb animal and that I don't know how to take care of myself. And he's like, no, you're supposed to bury it. Like, probably really mad about that.
Mine, after he uses the litter box, instead of scratching at the litter, like the litter that we have, I've got like a plastic tub that dumps the litter. He'll scratch at the litter container instead of the litter itself to bury it. And then he'll get out of the box, scratch at the floor, get back in the box, scratch at he does everything but the litter. And he like wander around, then he'll meow because he's upset it's not getting done. He'll wander around, then he'll eventually give up and walk away. He's not the brightest out there.
That's cute though. He's like, I'm trying really hard. I'm trying extra hard.
I don't know where it is. It's somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, when we leave, because he stays at the house, and I have a dog too, like I've said, and we take the dog with us, and so when we come back, he won't greet us. He'll greet the dog before he greets us.
Oh wow.
Because they're best buddies.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
But then he'll get mad, and he tries to murder my son a few times, and
that's not okay.
yeah.
He tries to attack him while he's going on the stairs. So yeah. He like attacks his legs when he's walking up the stairs or walking down. Or
my cat will try to do that.
Uh-huh.
If I'm like wearing shorts or something like that, he'll try to like attack my legs. And I think it's because I'm so pale and he thinks my legs are chicken. That's my theory. Because he'll like bite them. He doesn't like try to claw at them. He's like, "Arr!" I'm like, you got chicken cutlets. Like that'd be my guess.
So. Might have to get like a pet psychic over and figure out what's going on. Like, why?
Right.
Well, aren't you supposed to be able to commune with animals too? Why?
That's true. Yeah. No, I guess maybe he's angry about something and not telling me and trying to get my attention. Could be.
Who knows? Animals are interesting at times. Like,
this is true.
Definitely.
He's a weird little guy.
I'll just say all male cats because my cat's a male too, and he's weird.
I like watching like all the little short videos, like funny animal videos and stuff, and weird animal videos. And I saw the weirdest one. It doesn't have to do with cats or dogs, but this is nothing I've ever seen before. Apparently, a duck had like hatched a baby alligator egg, so the alligator actually alligator comes back and visits sometimes, and it wasn't like huge, but it was bigger than the duck, and it was actually wrapped around the duck and the duck's new ducklings. I'm like, he's not just going to eat the ducks? like I've never seen that.
Is completely unpredictable. That's so weird.
Because if the mother duck had hatched that alligator as a baby, hatched that egg, I guess apparently.
Yeah. Wow.
I guess they imprinted that's mama, so.
Yeah.
First thing.
That's crazy. I'm scared to death of alligators and crocodiles.
I've had a baby alligator swim by me. There's this place in Orange City, not far where I used to live. I'm in Tallahassee now. But it's called Blue Spring. Well, it's still Blue Springs, and the water, it stays the same temperature all year. So like even when it's winter, it's warmer. But when you get out, you got to hurry up because it's like freaking cold when you course out.
Right.
But it stays like 72 degrees. And then baby alligators swam right to my side, and I'm like, okay, there's probably a mom somewhere, so peace out.
Oh my God.
Other people were going up like trying to touch it and stuff. I'm like, yeah, let's not mess with the little alligator in case.
Mom may be nearby, and then you're done. Like,
mommy's very angry.
Yeah, my parents used to live in Florida. They lived in the Panhandle area. Do you know where Niceville is, or Destin, near like that area?
Destin, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Way up there, yeah. And they had where they lived near like a nature area, like a nature reserve, and they had wild pig, they had alligators, and they had black bear. And I was like, this is horrible. Like, why are you guys? This is so dangerous. Like, what are you doing down here? But I don't know. They liked it. But I was scared to death because my dad would take the trash out at like 4:30 in the morning and see bears. And I'm like, okay, that's horrible. Like, I don't want to hear about that. It's terrifying.
It's just Baloo. It's the bare necessities, That's all.
I wish bears were like Baloo. Oh my God. I'm scared of bears too. I just watched this is really upsetting recently. Grizzly Man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever heard of Grizzly Man or seen Grizzly Man?
He either lived with them or trained them, and then they ended up turning on them, and yeah.
I was so upset. I was like, why am I watching this? Like, this is so terrible. But yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with being scared of a predator animal. Nothing whatsoever wrong with it. I would never be ashamed of that.
No.
Especially something that can murder you very badly.
Yeah.
What was it? The two with the tigers. Was it Sigmund? Was that
Sigmund and
Siegfried
Roy?
one of
Siegfried
them?
and Roy?
Well, one of them I
Siegfried
forget
and
which
Roy.
one it was. Yeah, I forget which one of the two it was, but the tiger like attacked the one guy after all those years. It's like,
God, it's insane. Like
the
animals.
Simpsons actually predicted that there was actually a cartoon. I don't know if you know of all like the Simpson predictions.
Yeah.
If you like YouTube it, there's like so many predictions that it's crazy all the stuff that's happened. And that was one of them. It like he was attacked during a show. And they're like, and then years later, I'm like, wow. It's like
That's
they predicted
crazy.
Trump. They predicted like some Nobel Prize winner. I mean, like if you search it, there's like 25 similarities of stuff that has happened in real life that was like sort of predicted by The Simpsons.
Yeah, they had that thing called like the microcosm of like life. Yeah, and they did predict a bunch of stuff, and it's kind of spooky.
and it's also this one guy was talking on a podcast. They're saying, Matt Groening, the producer of it and everything, he also does Futurama. So he's probably showing us Futurama as a cartoon, and he's probably guys, I've been to the future and I'm fucking with you. This is how everything's gonna be.
Right. That's a scary thought.
But it's like,
oh my God.
Okay, I mean, like maybe one or two things would be coincidence, whatever, just random stuff that happens. But like 25 or 20 different things,
that's a lot. Yeah, all that, and it's all been significant, so that's crazy.
Yeah. So, who knows? Whatever.
Simpsons.
Though I
grew up with the Simpsons.
Yeah. Same here, but I haven't watched them in a while though. I think
I haven't either.
I mean, I haven't really caught up. I mean, it's just ongoing forever, pretty much.
I don't know. I don't think you could get any better than season 8. That was the season with like Mr. Sparkle and like there was the John Waters episode. Was that season? A lot of just ridiculous stuff. It's just a really good season. It's hard to beat.
Yeah. There's also this theory that I forget which season it was, but like why they've never aged or anything. The April Fool's joke one where Bart shook up the can of beer and put him in a coma. There's a theory that he's still in a coma and that's how the show is because like time moves differently and like stuff that happens he like hears on television and stuff because like that's when after the April Fool's thing where everything got really outlandish and stuff would never happen like the first few seasons whatever for a it's a cartoon more realistic they weren't so out there but after that April Fool's one like all this crazy stuff goes on so basically he's still in a coma from the April Fool's.
Oh my God. That's crazy. So, I mean, I could see it.
So, any shows that you keep up with in your spare time, or?
I honestly didn't watch a lot of TV. I haven't been watching a lot of TV recently. I've been going back and visiting shows that like everybody has been talking about for years, but I've never seen. Like, I just finished Breaking Bad not too long ago.
Great show.
Yeah, that's a great show. The acting in it was amazing. Let's see what else. Really? Let me think. What else? That's been consuming me. Fringe. I've been watching Fringe, which has been really fun. Yeah. A lot of weird ideas in that, but I like it.
I don't think I've heard of that one. At first, I thought you were saying Friends, and I was just hearing you wrong. But no, you were saying something else.
I wish I liked Friends. I want to like Friends.
I never watched all of Friends. Like I've seen episodes here and there, but never got into like watching it straight through.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't connect with it. I get it. I mean, some stuff is funny, but I guess I wasn't the right age maybe for it. See what else.
Like Seinfeld. Like I know it was a great show, but I never got into it. Like I watched it with my grandfather every now and then sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what my guilty used to watch. I don't think he does anymore.
You know what my guilty pleasure is that I don't like to talk about much because it's embarrassing is like horrible paranormal shows. Like shows that are like you watch and you're like, did this really happen? Like, are you just being paid to say this? Or like whatever, like with the reenactments and stuff. I love that stuff. I do. I love it so much. And I try to keep an open mind, and I'm like, you guys are probably telling the truth, but sometimes I'm like, oh my god, or like the reenactments
reenactments
are
are
really
just over
bad.
the top.
Yeah. But yeah, I do love those a lot.
So
Probably
you're
too
into
much.
like paranormal, supernatural, like
Yeah,
ghosts. And, uh,
I think I think there's something. There could be something out there. Sure. Yeah. Why not?
yeah, I've been. So did you ever watch Unsolved Mysteries?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if you remember an episode where a guy, they set his truck on fire in the middle of the night and they shot him when he went out to go. And there was a family that moved in there, and it was like moving the boat and all this stuff was going on. And the woman
No.
who moved into the house after those people had died, they had moved out, and then my dad's friend had moved in there, or who he had worked with her, Donna. But before she moved in, this woman actually dreamed of the house. It has this really cool, if you're in the attic, it'll go down into the kitchen. There's like this stairway passage. It's pretty cool setup the way it's built. And when the realtor was taking her through the house, she goes, "Oh no, this is interesting. This door that," she goes, "leads down to the kitchen through the screen door." And the realtor was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I dreamed of this house." So yeah.
That's terrifying. That's
And
so weird.
and then she wasn't on the show, but they mentioned Donna had moved in, and like the ghost would take her keys and move them on the other side of the room if she like left them somewhere, and she'd go back getting ready to leave, gone. My dad heard footsteps there when he was alone. There was one time she left the windows open and it had started raining, and she was trying to hurry up back home, and like it was one of those random Florida bipolar weather, it's like it rains, it's sunny, it rains.
Yeah.
So when she came back, all the windows were shut and locked. So it wasn't like one.
Wow.
It wasn't like one maybe fell. Like the whole, they were all down.
Yeah.
And when I was there, I was hoping to maybe like get a picture of the ghost in the attic or something, like an apparition of it or something. And
yeah.
But unfortunately, I didn't. But I felt like someone was there with me. Like I knew that ghost was around. It was interesting.
Yeah, you can't deny those feelings, Like I think that there is something out there, and I think we can sense it every once in a while. I've had a couple experiences. Mine involve smell. The two things that I can think of involve smell. One time it was
when they walk through people, they like smell. I don't know if you've seen. There's a British version and then an English version of like ghosts that are in this mansion where the woman's going to take over. She inherited it. Have you seen either of those?
Like, no, I haven't.
Well, they're funny. If you like really funny shows, you will love it.
Yeah. Okay.
And in the British one, when he walks through or if a human walks through the ghost, there's like a burnt smell, like smoke. And it's funny, in the newer version, in the English version, it smells like someone like farted, like it just stinks like someone passed.
That's awesome. I love it.
But I'm sorry, go ahead. You've had smells.
Oh, no. So the one experience that I had was my dad. I'm really, really close to my dad. My dad's like my best friend. He's great. And he had to have his first major surgery in his life. He had to have his hip replaced. And I was freaking out about it because he has other like health issues, and surgery is always scary when you have a lot of health issues. So I was, a lot of anxiety about it. And I was laying in bed and just thinking about it, just like ruminating about it, and just like as if I can do something about it by thinking about it. You know how that is? Like, oh, if I just concentrate on it enough, it'll be okay. Like whatever. But I was thinking about it and just getting really upset and crying. And suddenly I smelled cigarette smoke, and nobody smoked in the house. I don't smoke. Like the windows weren't open. And I just had a feeling, I know this sounds crazy, but I was like, this is my grandmother. And I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. But like she was a smoker, and my talking about my dad's mom. And I was like, I for some reason just had the thought, I was like, maybe it's her just like being like, hey, it's going to be okay. I'm here or whatever. And it was. The surgery was fine. He had a long recovery, but like he was fine. And so like I get chills when I talk about that, because I just had, I don't know, the idea just popped in my head, and I thought about her for a while. So I was just like, this has to mean something.
Oh yeah. I 100% believe that.
Yeah.
When my grandpa passed away, my dad's dad, I was really close with my grandpa, and my son was little. I think he was 4, maybe 3, something like that.
Mhm.
And he kept saying at a previous house there was a good ghost and a bad ghost, and I'm pretty sure I know who the bad ghost is, but I can't say because people get mad. But
Understandable.
good ghost kept like trying to hug him and everything, and I think the good ghost was Grandpa. And then we ended up moving to another house, and me and my son had to share a room at the time, and we was getting ready to go to bed, and he said Grandpa just came and said bye, and I had the lights off. It's like, oh yeah. And I never like told him he was crazy, or I always believed him when he told me things because I'd seen stuff myself, so I always
Yeah.
believed him. And I just happened to look, I had all the lights off, and I happened to look by the door that leads out of a room, and there was this like blue mist. And I
Mhm.
swear to God, that was Grandpa leaving and saying goodbye, because we couldn't. He was in ICU, so I couldn't see him at the end because I had my son. He wasn't allowed to go there. So
Yeah.
I still to this day believe that was Grandpa coming saying bye before he went.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, he
it's
hasn't
got to
said
be, right? Like,
anything in a while, but
yeah, it's got to be that, you can't, those connections and those feelings don't die. That energy
right.
doesn't die. That's the only thing is that I think a lot of people don't understand, like that exists still.
Mhm. Right. And when we was cleaning out, me and my aunt was cleaning out Grandpa's house because my grandma had passed away several years before this, and we was cleaning out the house and get everything out. And my son has never drawn on walls before. And I was at work, and my mom or dad or somebody had my son over there, and they were helping my aunt. And for some reason, everything was pretty much out of the house, but somehow he found a random crayon and just started drawing on the wall, because I think they wasn't too happy, because they ended up, so instead of keeping the house in the family, my aunt, my dad decided to sell it and just get the money out of it. So I don't know how well Grandpa really, because he built the house, I don't think he really liked that idea. So he had,
Did not appreciate that.
yeah. So the only time he has ever drawn on the wall, he found a crayon out somewhere out of a cleaned out house and just started drawing on the walls. So I was like, I think he was told to do that.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
my personal opinion. Of course, they think I'm crazy, but that's my personal opinion on it.
No, could be.
Anything's
Who
possible.
says? Yeah, who says it can't be? Like, it absolutely could be.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He was
Positive.
found in a bedroom talking to himself, and
Ghost and paranormal to him is a real thing for sure. So yeah.
oh yeah.
And he
Yeah.
also, I was looking up, wants to know what your favorite horror film is.
That's tough. If I had kids, it'd be like picking a favorite kid. I had. I am gonna go. There's so many different kinds that I like, but I think the one that I've watched the most and I quote the most and I love the most is Reanimator.
Oh yes.
I love Reanimator so much. It's so ridiculous. It's so good.
Good one.
Jeffrey
Yeah,
Combs is awesome.
he's the best. Barbara Crampton's really good in it.
Barbara Crampton, yeah.
The whole cast is really
Have
good.
you had a chance to meet any of them yet? Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs?
No, I would love to meet either one of those. Honestly, anybody from the
I've met
cast,
both
really.
of them. They are so great. Yeah.
Were they the best?
Yes.
Jeff Combs
Barbara's awesome.
is Jeff Combs like super theatrical in life, or is
I'm
he just
sorry,
like an unassuming guy? I'm sorry. Is Jeffrey Combs like super theatrical in life, or is he just like a I don't know. Like, he seems like he would have like he would, I don't know, be
It's
theatrical
been
in
some
life.
years, but I mean, he's just like I'm
Normal
trying to
guy.
think how to describe him in real life. Yeah, just normal, just talk. I mean, like he was cool. I mean, good vibe. Got along with everybody, talkative. So yeah.
Good.
I mean, it's been some
Okay, yeah.
years. I'm trying to think back exactly how the whole situation was, but yeah. So
For
yeah,
some
I'll have
reason,
to
I
track
just
down,
expect him to be like super, like, like gesturing. I don't know. Like, I just expect him to be.
It was funny. He signed that he signed the quote from Frighteners, the person in front of me. Like he just said, "You can." He goes, "You want me to put a quote?" And he goes, "Oh, if you want, whatever." And he put that whole "my body is a whatever that line was, to the soul,
Roadmap of pain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And he wrote that down, and he's like, "Awesome, I love that line." And he goes, "A lot of people like that." So,
It's a good one. That's a
yeah,
good
I
one.
met Barbara in Texas at a Texas Frightmare, and then Jeffrey. It was either a MegaCon or FX show, which FX show isn't around anymore. I can't remember which it was, but it was an Orlando convention. I know that. So, but
That's cool. Yeah, they seem. I don't know. Barbara Crampton seems really sweet. She seems like a sweet person.
yeah, and she's starting to do more things again too. She was on Creep Show, and she's done a couple new movies. And
Jacob's wife.
Jacob's wife, and yeah, there was another one I can't think of right now where there's one that she's doing. So I mean, it's good to see all them doing stuff again too. So
I agree. Yeah, that's all that talent. You gotta, if they want to do it, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think they've done anything bad. Everything they've been in is great. So
yeah.
Did you
and
see
I
that
didn't realize
movie,
because I was watching Your Next not too long ago. I never realized that Barbara Crampton was the mom in Your Next.
She's the mom. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about her. It's just when I watched it, I just never realized it was her.
Yep.
Yeah. You're right. It does feel like she's incognito or something. There's something different about that for some reason.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I just
my
realized
cat
that
is staring at me
a few months ago. I was like, "Oh, that's Barbara Crampton." I've seen that movie like 100 times.
Your cat's like, "What are you doing? You've been ignoring me."
Yeah, my cat is literally staring at me. Like, what do you want? I'm very spooked right now. He looks very intense. If his ears go back, I'm in trouble. He's going to pounce on me, but I don't think they are.
Has he been fed?
He has been. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's just not getting his attention.
Or he's looking at the ghost behind you. Who knows?
Could be.
He's scared the
Could be. I have a Creature from the Black Lagoon mask behind me. I hope that's not haunted.
Nice.
Yeah.
The haunted mask, you put it on and it won't come off.
Goosebumps. That was a goosebumps.
There
Yeah.
it is. I'm Carly Beth. Oh,
there you go. Yeah. Carly Beth. I'm so excited that you remembered the name.
I
That
can
was
name
her name.
Goosebumps. Yeah. I can name all the books.
I love
by
that.
memory. Welcome to Dead House.
That's awesome.
Monster Blood, Say Cheese and Die, Curse of Mummies, Tomb, Let's Get Invisible, Night of the Living Dummy, The Girl Who Cried Monster, Welcome to Camp Nightmare, The Ghost Next Door, The Haunted Mask, Be Careful What You Wish For, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, You Can't Scare Me. I'll stop at that. One day at Horrorland, Why I'm Afraid of Bees, Monster Blood 2, Deep Trouble, Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, Go Eat Worms, Ghost Beach, Return of the Mummy, Phantom of the Auditorium, Attack of the Mutant. I'll stop there, but yeah, I can name them.
Dude. That's awesome.
Yep. I got them all.
So impressive.
It's a talent. Yeah, I was actually one time thinking of, I forget if it had already ended or I didn't think of it till later, but I don't know if you remember that Nickelodeon show, Figure It Out, where they had that board, Summer Sanders had that, and like Danny Tamborelli and Lori Beth were like, try to guess what the person does. Like I was thinking about, you know what would have been cool? I can name every Goosebump book by memory. They would have to guess that as a talent. Like I think
that would be awesome.
I think I would have won all 3 rounds. I would have won.
I think so. Yeah, that would be hard to recognize. That's super cool. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I went. It was either my 9th or 10th birthday. I went to Universal, and when the Nickelodeon Studios was still open, and I played this one game with people that were picked. Something with a hula hoop, and we had to get it through, and I don't know, it's just some weird random game and a bunch of stuff we had to do, and our team won, but it sucks. I kind of wish we lost because the losing team got slimed. So I'm like, hey,
cool.
It's like I would have rather have been the losing team.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That would have been really cool.
And then there was we went, they were filming an episode of Clarissa Explains It All, and we were able to watch it like through the studio, through the glass there. And it was funny because you know how Sam always came up through the ladder when he came into Clarissa's room. Well, all it was, we could see it there. It's actually just like a little step ladder that's down there. He's just crouched down, and then he acts like so there's like no ladder. It's just a little step ladder that he climbed.
Oh, that takes some of the magic out of it a little bit.
Oh, childhood memory crushed.
Right. Thanks, Nickelodeon Studios.
Nickelodeon. But
right.
Yeah, I was just asking, do you collect anything?
Well, he
Ooh, I
must have
used to
came in
collect.
after with the comic books when you were talking about in the beginning.
Oh yeah. I don't really have any comic books. No. I used to. I had the entire series of Sandman, Vertigo Sandman, and I I sold it when I was going through a rough time. But I sold it to somebody who would appreciate it, so I feel good about that. But yeah, I used to have those. I have a lot of books. I'm trying to think of something I collect in specifically. I'm looking around.
I collect random
I have,
stuff.
yeah, I collect. I mean, I collect Reanimator stuff. I have a poster, and I have like a couple of action figures. Um, Dinosaur stuff. I love my dinos. I love Jurassic
Yes.
Park.
I can't wait for the last one to come out, Dominion. That's going to be good.
I'm so excited. Yeah, it sounds like
If
a
I
good
was at
time.
home, I'd be able to show you a couple cool things. I have a hat that is really cool, but unfortunately, it's not near me. And I have this little light that has dinosaurs on it that I play with sometimes.
I love it. Yeah, they're the best. I love like the oatmeal that you get that's eggs and then you pour the hot water on it and then they're just like little dinosaurs. Those are the best. Uh yeah, I have a lot of Tim Burton stuff. Anything Halloween. I have all kinds of crazy old Halloween decorations, like vintage Halloween. My favorite Halloween decoration period is like the jointed skeleton. That's just like it's kind of glowing green. I think it might be
classic.
Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite Halloween decoration of all time. I love it so much. I've actually considered getting it tattooed on my leg because I love it. I love it so much. It makes me so happy when I see it. Yeah. So yeah,
that'd be a glowing tattoo.
Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be even cooler. Here's an idea. Yeah. So that's it, really. I guess if I had to definitively say anything, I would say, just Halloween stuff, like anything Halloween. Cheap stuff too, like Foy's has like a little like a dime store, old fashioned dime store that has like little, like you were mentioning earlier, the finger puppets that are monsters. Like they have a bunch of that stuff. Yeah, I love like little trinkets like that, like little random stuff from my childhood.
Bob says he collects vintage Halloween as well. So.
That's cool.
Probably shop at the same store.
There you go. Also, I just thought about this. McDonald's toys from the 90s, like when I was a kid. So like the early 90s, like the Transformers, like they had like the milkshake that turned into a dinosaur. And like, I love those things specifically. I have a few of those. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll let you know if I can think of anything else, but that's
like speaking of McDonald's ones, remember when they had the stuffed animals like the elephant and I forget.
Talking about the little Beanie Babies?
Animals. Well, they weren't Beanie Babies. I mean, they were just stuffed elephants and like African animals and stuff. I forget what the other ones were, but I tried to get all the elephant ones because I would give them to my dog. It was funny. Lucky she liked the elephant, and she knew I'd say elephant. She knew what it was, and I used to mess with her. I'd have the rope. I used to have the rope and the elephant, and I'd throw I go get the elephant. I go, what are you doing? Get the rope, get the elephant. She would go back and forth. I go, no, I said I want the elephant. She kept that. It was so much fun. I'd like mess with her. She'd keep going back and forth because she knew the names of everything.
That's awesome.
She was a good
smart
dog.
Yeah, it's a smart dog.
She was part lab. She was white with a black face, one black dot on her head, pit bull markings, and then her tail went up like a chow. So she was like part Dalmatian, lab, chow mixture.
Wow.
And when she was, let's see, Hobbs says, "We definitely been to the same store. I used to want to live at Foy's Halloween store." Okay, I want to go to Foy's now.
You would really like it. It's super fun. I could spend a whole day there. So yeah.
Sounds amazing.
I could spend a day there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A lot of good movie props. Hey, Hobbs, find some stuff from Monster Dash too. Get some props while you're there.
I mean, yeah, that would be the perfect place to get it for sure.
I don't know where we would find that boggling, but we'll figure it out.
Apparently, you can order on eBay when I had it pulled up. I don't know about anything else, but I saw eBay.
Yeah. You can find anything there, I'm sure.
said they have a restaurant there.
Yeah, there's a there used to be a diner there. I don't know that it's a diner anymore. It might be. I don't know. There's a couple little restaurants there that are local that are really good. There's an Italian place that's really good down there. If you like Italian food, which I do. A lot.
It's
I
always
like
good
the
stuff.
Italian food.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Any other? Oh,
Uh-oh.
I'll be back.
oh, okay. That was random there. Let's see. It's Hub said it's still there for sure. So okay.
Okay, good. Good. It's just been a minute since I've been down there, so.
As I say, any other fun, interesting facts we might know about you, whether it be hobbies you like to do or talents or whatever,
Let me think.
activities you like to do, anything, whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I always feel boring when people ask me these questions. I like to read. I'm working my way through a horror anthology book right now. Just it's very a bunch of different authors, bunch of different stories. It's kind of fun. What else?
Anything anthology is great. I love anthologies, whether it be books
Yeah.
or movies.
Or films too. Like
Yeah.
Creepshow is a great little anthology film. Both those films are good. What else? I paint, and I'm just now getting back into it. I'm not very good at it. But I do it for to be therapeutic. It's just and it's mostly just odd shapes and colors. But
you put some happy bushes or what do you say, Bob Ross, or is it some
happy little trees?
Happy little trees.
I watched the documentary on him, and I was bracing myself because I'm like, they're gonna say something horrible about him. They're gonna say something awful, and I'm gonna be really upset. I'm gonna find something out about him that I don't want to know. And that man never did anything wrong. I watched it,
He was
I'm like,
just a little
okay,
happy tree in life. That's all.
You really were this cool. Yeah. So, let's see what else. Hi.
Okay. Sorry, I had to go to the bathroom myself.
That's okay. Me too. I mean, I'm good now, but
I just went while we're talking. No, I'm just kidding. It's I got my good time. Just sit here. What was it? I think it was Borat or something, or he said, "You mind if I use the bathroom?" And then he's just like,
"Yeah." Oh God.
What else?
Let's see. I like juice boxes. I'm at any given point, I will have the old school Hi-C juice boxes. At any given point, I will have at least 20 in my fridge.
Just suck it and squish them. That's what I always say. I drink them so fast and then just squish it.
I love them so much. Yeah, I think that's a childhood thing, loving them since I was a kid. So I just keep them around for comfort. Yeah. What else about me? Let's see. One time I had a weird. Oh no, here's a good one. I shared the womb with a tumor.
Oh.
I made it out. Yeah, that was a tricky situation. But yeah, so whenever I feel down on myself or whatever, I'm I'm here for a reason, obviously, because I wasn't supposed to make it. So that's interesting. What else?
I ate my twin in the womb.
Right. Well, okay. Have you guys seen Malignant?
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day for the first time, and oh my God, I can't. It freaked me out so bad. I loved it. It was some of it was so ridiculous, but I still loved it. It was still good.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird things happening in the womb, but
I
love James Wan.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sure. No, I was going to say I love James Wan and his weird spooky parlor tricks.
Yeah,
but anyway.
James Wan is brilliant.
Yeah.
Hobbs says creature features or slashers?
Creature features. Much more. Yeah, I know a lot of slashers and I grew up with them, of course, but I love monsters more than anything.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yep.
Hobbs also asks, any actresses or actors did you take inspirations from, basically?
Yeah. Let's see. I was just talking on another podcast about this. This is going to sound so ridiculous, but um, I loved when I was little. I loved like the old school Batman, like with the Adam West one a lot, and I was in love with Eartha Kitt. I thought she was just so great, and I loved her in Ernest Scared Stupid. And I was just talking to somebody about this. I used like her character in that movie to as an inspiration for a theater role that I did, and nobody had any idea what I was doing, but they loved it. And so her ridiculous theatricality has always been something that I've identified with. I love her. She was great. Let's see, Barbara Crampton, obviously. I think she's always been an inspiration. Who else? Because of Black Swan, Natalie Portman. Have you guys ever seen May?
Mm-hmm.
I know I
the
have.
movie May.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. I really love Angela Bettis a lot. I think she does a really good job of just being a complete weirdo in that movie. And that's always inspired me to just let go and be weird. Which I do sometimes. Who
Bob
else?
says Ernest Scared Stupid is legendary. And it's funny, I was just
It's so
talking
good.
about Ernest Scared Stupid the other day to my mom because I forget what was said or I made a comment and then I just went, ew. And I'm like, Ernest Scared Stupid? When he got that when he got the troll slime or whatever that part
Yeah.
was. I don't remember. I just remember he's like, ew.
Yeah, he does that in a lot of movies. That was just one of his things. He would go, ew, and move his...
He died
But it was
so
funnier
young.
in
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies when I was little, and it used to scare me a lot because the trolls there's some legit upsetting scenes in that movie.
For an Ernest movie, it was like, what the
Yeah.
heck?
I was like, wow, I kind of hate this. Like, yeah. So let's see what else. I was gonna say, lastly, lately, and these are just a few people that I can think of that have inspired me, or that have really impressed me. You guys seen Hereditary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's okay. I know people have mixed feelings about it, and I get it.
Yeah,
but
it's not my favorite.
That's okay. I get it. I'm not offended. I didn't make it.
Right.
But Toni Collette is really good in it.
Yeah, I will agree with
good.
that.
Yeah,
she's good in everything.
The boy. That and the storyline is like the boy, like when he was crying, he's like legit saying "wah," and it just takes me out of it, and it's just like, But
yeah, I understand that.
But I love Toni Collette, so I'm 100% with you on that one.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it wasn't my favorite movie.
That's okay. I get it. I just remember it was such a weird experience though, because it's the only movie I've ever been in. Because I went to see it in theaters, where everybody had the same reaction when like the terrible thing happens with the pole. Everybody just like
part. I was like, whoa.
we all looked at each other and no one was breathing in the theater, and we were just like, did that just happen?
I know when I saw that for the first time too, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, yeah, that was a good part too. It's like after that, that's just my opinion anyway, it went downhill after that.
And he's like driving, like he's just freaking out and driving. It's like that would be like
I've just never been in a movie theater where that has happened. Like where everybody was just like, what? Like we all had the same exact reaction. Like nobody was like, we were all shocked, like just super shocked. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had that in a different movie, but I went to see Blair Witch, the first one when it came out. And I'm old. And we went seeing that, and at the end of it is like when the lights and everything come on, everybody was just sitting there, nobody would get up. Like everybody just was still in their seats, and it took a while before people started getting up and leaving the theater.
yeah, it's just that was like one of the first found footage films, wasn't it? Like one of them, widespread.
And they were even like advertising like it was kind of like real. They did a fake documentary on sci-fi and everything. And
when I went and seen it was when everybody was still thinking it was real. It was before everybody found out it was fake. So it was a long time ago.
Crazy.
But yeah.
So those are some inspirations.
He also wants to know, is there any truth to that chicken nuggets is your favorite food?
Absolutely. I wish that I had like a better palate. Well, actually, I do. Well, okay, so what's weird about it is I love chicken nuggets, and I will eat chicken nuggets over anything, anytime. And I don't care if they're good or bad nuggets. I'll eat like horrible frozen nuggets or like Chick-fil-A is pretty like, like top tier as far as nuggets go. Like I'll eat that, but like I'll also eat crap nuggets. Like I don't care. But like I also, what my second favorite food is though? Lobster.
Oh,
Like I love seafood, so like
Oh yeah.
yeah, but I do love chicken nuggets. I'm really into them. I can eat them all the time. It's a problem.
I just introduced my son to lobster earlier. I think it was earlier this year or last year, and he just found out he likes lobster.
It's delicious, man. I
Yes.
love it. It's so good.
My
Every year
husband
for my
hates it,
birthday. Oh, really?
Yeah,
My
we
grandmother
disown him.
hated it. Yeah, that's fair. My grandmother hated it. I remember she was like, "That's a cockroach of the sea," and I was like,
That's basically
I
what he
guess.
says too.
"Yeah, I guess," but I'm still gonna eat it. Like,
I
Yeah,
guess I like the
definitely.
cockroaches of the sea then.
I
Whatever.
guess, like, it's fine. Like,
They're good. They're really
they're
good.
delicious. They're creepy looking, like,
Yeah.
but they're good.
Hobbs says a woman passed out at opening night when I went to see Devil's Rejects. They had to pause the movie and cart her out. Wow.
Wow, that must have been insane.
When I went and seen
Wow.
it was Zombieland. I was thinking it was
Mhm.
Zombieland. There was people dressed up as zombies, and there was walking up and down the rows and like coming out of the theater. It was just like 2 or 3 of them. They came as a group and just walking around acting like zombies. It was kind of fun.
That's awesome. I love that. Interactive. Okay, go ahed.
I was just gonna say, when you were saying how people were dressed up like zombies, there's a parody movie like The Walking Dead. It's called The Walking Deceased, and they were people dressed up in the zombies, and they're like, oh, "Yeah, we're LARPing, live action role playing. Like you're playing zombies during the zombie apocalypse. That's like pretending to be a Jewish with around Nazi or like something around that. They're like comparing it. They're like, what the hell?"
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Or also in Zombieland, Bill Murray, when he was a zombie, he's like, "You shot Bill Murray."
Yeah.
All right,
Bill Murray's so great.
Yeah. So it's like,
What about Bob? Excellent
I love
movie.
What About Bob?
Yeah, it's so good.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
I'm sailing.
I sail now.
I sail.
I'm sailing. Yeah,
I'm
he's so
sailing.
excited about it.
His fish
really good.
Gil that he carries around Gil.
Gil. Yeah. When he's eating the corn, he's like, I do that all the time. We do that in my family a lot. Yeah. Until we get sick of it, and we're just like, shut up. Like,
I want some peace and quiet. I'll be quiet. I'll be peace.
I'll be peace.
I need to watch that movie again. It's
so good. Richard Dreyfuss gets so upset.
And then he freaks out and goes into that coma, and then when he gets married, he's out of it. Oops, spoiler alert, but yeah, whatever.
So good.
I'm sure I've seen it. I don't remember it, but I love Bill Murray. One, he's a gigantic Cubs fan, so right there, I'm right with him.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, he's a good actor as well. He's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no one else like him, that's for sure. Like you can't really compare him to anybody else, so that's really cool.
The only regret he has is, well, maybe Garfield.
I mean, Garfield's an icon though, so like he tried.
Well, no, that's what he said in Zombieland. It's like, well,
okay.
That was the line.
Over my head. Over my head. I'm sorry.
Pops has some more questions. His favorite Halloween anthology or horror anthology?
Ooh.
Trick or Treat is always a good one. I don't know if he's...
Trick or Treat is really good. I have like a life-size Sam doll here someplace.
Oh, nice.
Anthology movie or like a series of movies? Because anthology
is anthology, so I guess you pick wherever you want.
Or either, or just pick whatever. Yeah.
Okay, because I think if we're gonna go with like a series of movies, I think I'd probably have to go. It's tough, but I think I'd probably have to go with Evil Dead. Like a series of films. I love them all because they're all so different. um, and I think if we're talking about an anthology movie, Creepshow, the first Creepshow, is my favorite anthology movie. Although Trick or Treat is a close second because I do love Trick or Treat. But I do Creepshow is something that's just close to my heart because I saw it when I was young, and it's just really fun. There's a lot of like really fun actors in it.
And Hobbs also asked, any fan of 80s films in general?
Am I a fan
Mm-hmm.
of 80s films? Yeah, I mean, as far as horror films, absolutely.
Yeah, it just
that's
says in general. So
yeah, I do love a lot of 80s films. I mean, I was born in 87, so I don't really like remember the 80s, but yeah, I did love a lot of my horror preferences definitely come from that era for sure. I don't know, is that time when there was just like really fun goofy blood, like nothing was quite as realistic as it should be, and as it is now, and so it's a different kind of look than today's stuff. So yeah, it definitely holds a special place in my heart for sure.
Over the top gore and blood practical effects.
Yeah.
Well,
don't feel bad. I lived through all of the 80s, and I didn't get introduced to horror movies till like 90-ish. Like 90s.
Oh yeah.
But I lived all
you
through the 80s and didn't get to watch any of that.
You had some catching up to do.
So yeah, I was really behind because I remember Gremlins came out and I wanted to go see it so bad, but my mom wouldn't let me see it. She thought it would scare me.
Gremlins did scare me when I was little. I was convinced that those things were going to come and get me. I don't know. I was really freaked out.
Yeah, but to be fair, I was scared of some really weird stuff. Like I had this ET toy that wound up, and I was scared to death of it for some. Only when
I
it
don't
moved.
like ET.
It was fine
like
when it was still, but when it wound up and it hopped, I was scared to death of it.
When I was little, and my sister would get mad at me because I would bug her. I have an older sister. I would be bugging her, and she would like lock me in her stuffed animal closet, and there was an ET in there, and I was scared to death of that ET. So I stopped bothering her.
Bone says, favorite donut, and do you ever fear that they will come to life and kill you?
Donuts? No.
You must have just seen
jelly.
the
Attack of the Killer Donuts he's talking about.
Killer Donuts.
But I guess
fun.
The question is, do you have a favorite donut?
I do, specifically jelly with the sugar on it. So like sugar jelly is my favorite.
Yes, when the jelly squirts out.
Yeah, but it has to be the kind of jelly that is like not real jelly. Like I don't know if you know what I mean, but like the jelly that kind of tastes like it's manufactured someplace and it's not like jam. I don't know. Yeah, it tastes slightly plastic. Like I love that. There's something wrong with me.
I want the plastic jelly, please.
Yeah, is this fresh jelly? Squeeze it out and put the old stuff in. Yeah,
suck it out and put it in with like one of those. I don't know what they call it. Like it has the stuff like frosting, but stuff it with jelly. Just push it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird preference that I have. Is I like bad jelly. I like bad coffee too. I love like going to a town and going to a diner and getting like crappy diner coffee. I don't know what that is, but it's delicious.
I didn't mean to unmute. I was trying to mute that motorcycle going by, but apparently I clicked it again.
You're to mute the motorcycle. What is this, like click? You have remote control. You can mute stuff and rewind it. Turn the
volume down. The window open right here so you can hear it driving by.
Wouldn't that be awesome if you could do that?
Yeah.
Like mute things and stuff.
That'd be rewind great. It and fast forward. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually also a Goosebumps episode on TV called Click. I don't
know.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. That's awesome. Oh, Goosebumps.
Do you like monster dogs or what?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Monster dogs, but dogs is spelled DAWGS.
I guess like hot dogs, maybe he's talking about dogs. Like monster dogs, or have you had it? I don't know if
I haven't had it. No. I haven't had it, but I do like hot dogs. So I'm assuming that I would like weird stuff on hot dogs, which I think is what that is. I think they do.
I have no clue. So.
Unless it's in your area that he's referring to reference to. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know what he's talking about. Yeah, I mean, I would try it. I've never had them before.
Oh, he says a restaurant there in Dayton.
Oh wow, I missed it.
He says it's a
I don't
horror
go out.
themed restaurant.
That's even more concerning that I've never been there.
And it's horror themed.
Hmm.
It's like,
Hmm.
man,
So is it
I gotta come to
horror-themed
Ohio
hot dog?
apparently and make a trip of it. Like,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
you'll have to be my
I'm
tour
curious,
guide,
so is
either
it
you or
horror-themed
Hobbs.
hot dogs?
What's the theme? Do they have one called the Frankenwiener?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we need more details about monster dogs.
This is now the subject of what we're talking about. Like, this is the main focus.
Like, well, that's what I told you. Whatever comes along.
Oh, Hobbs said he reviewed it on his channel, so
Oh, okay.
guess we have to search and find.
I have to check it out.
Boom
Yeah, I'll
said
check it out.
Damn, I want a horror themed restaurant in my part of Ohio.
Mhm.
I almost did that. I wouldn't have had the money to start it, but I had the idea of doing that like a long time ago. That I wanted to start my own horror themed restaurant, but
Mhm.
things didn't come to be.
It'll never work out.
Yeah.
Now they're popping up everywhere. Damn it, that was my idea. I just didn't have money to do
Aw.
it. You should
That
have
would be
gone
really
on
fun, though.
Shark Tank or whatever. I got this idea for a horror themed restaurant. Would you like to invest?
And they're like, okay. Interesting.
What about
Hmm.
80s non-horror movies?
Yeah. Honestly, I think like the first thing that comes to mind, I think it was the 80s, was like the 80s comedies. Like, have you guys seen The Great Outdoors?
Big Bear. Big Bear.
I love that movie. I think that was like the late 80s, but yeah. I think of those and I think of the 80s. What
Uncle
else?
Buck. Well, that I think was 90s, but
Uncle Buck is so good. Yeah, I love Uncle Buck. I love John
Yes.
Candy. He was a national treasure, even though he was Canadian.
he's a national treasure of Canada.
Of Canada. Yeah. But he was ours too. Gosh darn it.
Yes.
Let's see what else. I'm drawing a blank right now because I'm kind of sleepy, but what other 80s movies? I know I'm missing one that's like obvious. Non-horror. Like Back to the Future's fun. Those movies are cool. But I've only seen 2. I haven't seen the third one.
Yeah,
Which I hear is
on
really
TV
fun.
today. We were watching them before I came up here.
Yeah,
The third one
awesome.
hadn't started yet, but I think it was on the second one when I came upstairs.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I'm drawing a blank right now. This is really embarrassing. Because I know there's tons of
It's
80s
like-
movies that I like.
It's like I was
I'm
up
like,
at
huh?
2 this morning myself doing some DoorDash. I get up early, and I'll probably get up early tomorrow. And we've actually been on
My-
2.5 hours. It doesn't even seem
Oh
that
wow.
long. Yeah.
My freaking cat wakes me up at like various hours in the morning to feed him. Like this morning it was like 3:45 and I'm like, "Sir,
You already ate.
you get fed at 6 in the morning. It's not that far away." And he'll do this thing where he walks up to me and he puts his paw on my lips as if to be like, "Eat now. I need to eat." And I'm like, "Get away from me, you little weirdo. Like, why are you doing this?" Yeah, so we've been having a problem. We've been working on that with him waking me up. It's been an issue. I'm like, "You're not a human child. Like, stop."
You don't need to eat every 2 hours.
Mine,
Yeah.
oh, it gets so annoying because we have his hard food. Like it's kind of like up on this bookshelf, but the bookshelf's not like super high. It's basically keep the dog out of his hard food. So he has
Got it.
this whole little like shelf on the bookshelf that he goes and he eats his hard food. Literally, anytime somebody gets up and walks in the living room, he will meow and scream at you, and you have to follow him to the food bowl and stick your hand in it and kind of mix it around and show him that it's there. I
They
worry
have
about
us
him
trained,
sometimes
don't
that we leave because there's nobody to lead him to his damn food bowl every 5 minutes. It's like, well, how are you gonna know where your food's at?
It's like,
But,
will
he
you
gets
figure this
annoyed.
out? I'm not sure. Yeah.
Like he doesn't know how
Yeah,
to
I'm a
work the
little-
litter box. He doesn't know how to find food. It's like, hello.
The neighbor checks on him, so he'll
that's
survive.
good.
So yeah. The neighbor has a key, and he goes checks on him, so he'll be fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, he just acts completely incompetent. Sometimes he doesn't know how to cat.
Well, he's a baby. That's what I say whenever Winston is weird. I'm like, oh, he's a baby. Like, as if to be like, he'll grow out of it. He's not going to grow out of it. He's 2.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, mine's like 8, so yeah, he's not growing
Yeah.
out of it. I
I'm
didn't
like,
get
this is
him
just who
until
he
like
is.
3 years ago, so all his habits are ingrained.
Yeah. Oh, well, we love them anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially being the dog's best friend, because usually she was really rough with cats when she was young, and now she got a friend that plays back. When we come to mom's house where there's 2 other cats, she don't annoy these cats anymore. Now she's got a buddy.
Yeah. That's good, at least.
Oh, those crazy.
They're great. Right now, he stopped staring at me and he turned around and there's like a little bowl that I left out on the ottoman, and like just one butt cheek is in the bowl. And I don't understand it. Like, sir, why?
Who
Such a
knows?
weird cat.
Yeah, but they're entertaining, and we love them for it.
Yeah, that's true.
But, did you need to get going, or do you have to get eaten or anything?
Yeah, I think I should probably get going because you're right, I haven't eaten. I was just busy all day doing things. But yeah, this has been really fun. I really had a great time, and I'm so flattered that you guys wanted to talk to me because it means a lot. I haven't been doing a lot the last couple of years with like the COVID thing, and it just feels good to get out. And I mean, I'm not out of my house, but like, to like, be social. Yeah, like be social and meet new friends, and like it really meant a lot to me. So thank you.
Right. Yeah, this is about the only time I get to be social too, so I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It's the
I really
socializing.
appreciate it.
It's the socializing show. Yes.
Yeah, I love it. No, it's good, and it's good to like nerd out. So
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you. I'm really glad you came. So yeah.
of course, yeah, anytime. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, anytime you got something new coming on or whatever, or even just want to come on and talk, doesn't matter. Whatever, just hang out.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Hob said one of the best interviews ever. Thank you, Erin. Thank you to me and Boom.
Thank you.
And thanks for letting him ask 100 questions to one of my favorite
Of
actresses.
Course. Oh God, thank you. I'm so flattered. That means a lot.
All right.
So
well.
All right.
All right.
But Steve, I think we'll just talk for a little bit longer. So you're welcome to hop out whenever you want.
I don't know. I might pass out soon. Like I said, I get up early. So it's already almost 20 minutes. I don't know. But yeah. But it's been fun.
It was
it's really worth it. So yeah.
I was going to say it went by really fast. Like I didn't realize how late it was. So.
I didn't either until you pointed out it was on for like 2.5 hours.
2 hours, 37 minutes.
I should give her an out.
Wow. Well, I had a great time, so thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk later about that Monster Dash. I'll message you. Bye.
I'm completely serious. I think it would be super fun. So,
all right, talk to you later.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
That's great.
Indeed. That's funny. I was like, I asked 100 questions. Oh.
Yeah, I only had a few, but we came up with some along the spot, so that was good. But I was able to get all my questions answered.
Oh, I got my questions, so you got yours, so we were good. So,
oops.
But yeah, next Saturday, Jenny Russo we got coming on, and then after that, the next week, Maria Olson. So that's who we got scheduled the next couple weeks.
Nice.
And unless any other random days, I always announce those. But for now, that's what we got set our normal 7 o'clock Saturdays. So
Nice. That's
so
okay.
yeah, thanks for everyone who came in, Hobbs, Bones, Al, and people who are listening on Spotify later on. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I might just grab something to eat and pass out. Get to work early in the morning.
Yeah, we already ate earlier, but my dad was talking about ordering pizza because we had this Mexican place. It was about 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, and of course he didn't like it. He had a sandwich from Wendy's, but he's been seeing this ad for Pizza Hut, so I think he's talked mom into ordering Pizza Hut for later tonight. So because he gets to eat out more when we come down to visit, and then of course she's making Easter dinner tomorrow, so we're gonna have that.
Yeah. So, alrighty then. I guess that's it then. You have a good night, and I'll see you next time, and everyone else.
Alrighty,
Bye.
bye.